one unlimited mobile line. Plus, ask how to get up to an $800 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online to switch today. In 62324, restrictions apply. New customers only with 500 megabit per second internet and security edge. Eagle bill and auto pay required. Equipment tax and fees extra. Compares Comcast Business 1.25 gigs to 100 megabit per second 5G internet of Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. Up to 3 times downloads for existing essential and standard customers.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth, and if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
The free iHeart app has over 100 commercial-free stations like Real Fun Beach Radio. Real Fun Beach Radio gives you that toes in the sand beach music vibe 24/7. Just open the app, search Real Fun Beach Radio, and start listening. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
An accident has the westbound lanes of North Lake Boulevard shut down between Congress Avenue and MacArthur Boulevard. There's an accident on the turnpike affecting the southbound left lane at the West Palm Beach Service Plaza. Spot something on the roads? Call the traffic tip line, pound 250 keyword West Palm Traffic. I'm Ron Hersey.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to save big this Memorial Day at Lowe's. Buy one, get 150% off select interior and exterior paint and exterior stain via Lowe's gift card rebate. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details. Valid through 5/29.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. And now back to our program.
Good morning.
It's morning.
What's for breakfast?
I want a hamburger.
For breakfast.
Yeah, for breakfast.
Cheeseburger or hamburger?
Personally, I prefer hamburger.
I'm having a mandatory hamburger.
What is it, National Hamburger Day?
As a matter of fact, it is.
Happy National Hamburger Day.
Hamburger.
All right, let's get cooking.
It's showtime.
Redefining radio. This is where the fun begins. Introducing Greek.
Let me tell you something. Don't ever love more you than anybody else you love more.
Francis.
Because then you're squeezing your banana so hard every time you come in here, and then you're pounding it on the desk.
Jimmy.
We haven't had to pull it for quite a while, so we got to lube it up.
Let's get the party started. It's the Penthouse on Real Radio.
It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday, which feels like a Monday to a lot of people. Tough to get back after a holiday. We'll talk about that. What is the toughest holiday to get back at work? you're going to have a chance to win tickets to Korn. I want to thank all the audience who did get involved. We had 3 winners for $1,000. Who doesn't want $1,000? And you guys walked away and you made us proud. I think we were number 1 station when giving away $1,000. It's going to be hot the next few days, really hot, so be careful. Remember, watermelon and strawberries in your pants. I am the Greek. It is a Tuesday. I hope you had a nice weekend. Good morning, Jimmy.
Hello and good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. And, of course, happy Tuesday. She's back. Hello, Francis.
Hi, what's going on? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. How was the weekend and the trip?
It was a great weekend. It was my mom's birthday weekend. She turned the big 7-0 on Saturday.
Cool.
So, yep, even though it was not what we originally planned, we made the best of it and we had a good time.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Another air traffic controller strike?
No.
No?
I told you guys, the original house that we rented in Georgia burned down.
Nothing else?
Well, the house burning down is pretty big.
Well, that was then. Like, that was before. So I figured here, now that you've been through it, like,
top that?
No, I think I think
flood?
The universe was like, that's enough. She's had enough.
You can't top that, really? Come on.
Yeah.
You can get involved, 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. If you want to get involved, you can also text us at Real Radio 47142 or email Jimmy at realradio921.com. What is the toughest holiday you think for the summer to come back? Is it Memorial Day? Is it Labor Day? Or is it July 4th? Let us know that. And what do you really like to do on your day off? What is something that you're like, man, I got to do this? A lot of people just unwind. We're lucky down here because we have great weather maybe 10, 11 months a year. And the other month's not that bad. So we always can sit outside and have a good time. But officially, Memorial Day is the weekend that kicks off the summer.
Well, they call it the unofficial kickoff of summer, is what they call it.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw a lot of beach pics, but very typical. For Memorial Day. I mean, we even went out there. We met up with some friends to have a little lunch yesterday, and I was by the water by the inlet in Fort Pierce. And I mean, it was just absolutely, as you would imagine, very busy there on the water. So, not surprised, especially with the weather. I mean, when you get great warm weather like that, we didn't have, I don't think, any rain up here at all. Maybe a little at night, but that was it.
Yeah, us either. No rain.
They called for it on Saturday. I know that they were calling. They were like 2 o'clock, and then it kept pushing, and then there was like tornado and never happened. At least not where I was.
I was going to say isolated, maybe certain areas.
But they kept on saying it. Yeah. So never happened.
Yeah, so give us a call on that. How your weekend was? Maybe you did something special. As family, friends, whatever you did, let us know. And give us a call, and you could get involved with the show. You could text us, call us, or you could email Jimmy. A lot of people were traveling. They said 44 million Americans traveled the most since 2005.
Yeah, glad I wasn't in Atlanta, I think, right? Busiest airport.
Yeah,
one of the busiest. They were talking about a record 111. You just mentioned it.
Yeah,
and Floridians alone, I think they estimated about 2.5 million Floridians traveling.
Wow,
over the weekend. Yeah,
it was packed, which is good for your economy, obviously, and everything else. But yeah, a lot of people take advantage of that extra day where they could just kick back and enjoy. And it is Tuesday today, but it does feel like a Monday to me, anyway.
Well, yeah, because it's the kickoff of the work week.
Yeah, it definitely does. Memorial Day, it seemed like it was bigger up north, Jimmy. I don't know if you remember that because it really did kick off, the shore and Hamptons, and like people would go out and make sure they did something.
A little bit. It was an extra day. I don't know. To me, it was for the last years of my time up there. It was all fire department stuff, right? So because it was a parade day. So that was big then, and then other than that, I don't know, because I didn't really do the shore too much, So, but I could see where you think, because that's how it was for a lot of people.
Yeah, it definitely was, and that's where a lot of people also when they had summer rentals that kicked off Memorial Day.
But we still had school, when we were kids, So, and even down here, I was kind of surprised.
Last week. They go back for 4 days and then they're done.
Yeah,
they got Memorial Day off and then they go back these 4 days, and I believe that's it.
Seems strange. I always thought that it was done by now, by like maybe the 3rd or 4th week in May. Did they get started a little later or something? I don't remember that.
I don't either. I don't. I just know, just from talking to my niece, she said that this is her last week.
Yeah, Thursdays, I think, the last day in Palm Beach County. Yeah.
So you go to school for Tuesday,
days.
Wednesday, Thursday, and then you're done. That's very weird, right?
After the holiday like that, it just seems a little weird.
Very weird.
And they probably
schedule
just
worked out, I guess.
Yeah, and they probably have like maybe I think my buddy was telling me the kids have a half days like testing and they're done by 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I mean that's basically what it is. But yeah, what is the toughest holiday to come back to? I mean, everybody says a lot of holidays are tough. Every holiday if you have off Monday.
Well, yeah, I mean, Labor Day, Memorial Day, right? We're always going to have that Monday off,
Yep.
and so some people might say it's hard to get back those days because it's extra long. Sometimes the 4th of July, but the 4th of July follows like midweek, so that's and to me the 4th of July, even though you do have a lot of boating and barbecues, the spectaculars are the fireworks. So some people might stay up a little bit later on the 4th. So to come to work the next day, that might be tough because I know I believe with us, we're back at work the very next day. So we have that one day off and then back at it. So that might be tough for people too.
Thanksgiving, you get off the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, yeah, but we're talking summer month, or you said summer holidays.
Yeah, whatever.
Are you changing it now? Okay.
Just throwing it out.
All right, because I mean, if we're going to do that, I was going to say Christmas is tough to come back from too. But you specifically said summer. So.
Summer months. Come on. You haven't been away that long. Come on.
You're right. I should know.
It's only a couple days. It's only been a couple days. Yeah, but you can call us at 877-927-6969. Franny, you have a list of things that people just don't like. They say annoy the hell out of them.
Well,
I hope my name's not on it.
No. I mean, we're not going specifics like that, G-Man. Yes, but this is what Americans are claiming that annoy them. And you know what annoys me is when my computer doesn't work. That's pretty annoying. So I can't open up my email.
Number one. Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't open up my email, and that's where everything is. So hold, please.
Password problem?
Just not loading.
Oh, okay.
And that's where, when I send all you guys the stuff. But here we go. I'll just go straight to the website. So they said this is a top things annoying Americans right now. I mean, right this instant. No, so they did a poll, just adults, and asked what's the most irritating. And this is just things that are going on from the last few months. And I think when you see this list, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. So they did the top 20. We don't have to go through all of those. But do you want to guess the biggest annoyance?
Would it be inflation?
I hate to say, go ahead.
So, yes, in a way. But this is a specific.
Okay. Price of lap dance.
No.
Price of gas.
Price of gas, I was going to say.
Well, that is not the top thing on here.
Ooh. Price of fast food.
Well, you're getting closer.
Fast food.
Number one is grocery prices.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah. Number one, top 20 things annoying Americans lately. Number one, grocery prices. Number two, politicians. Just wait.
We're just warming up.
Just wait.
It's going to get big.
That's going to be my number one.
Or
politics in general.
Yes. Yeah. That's number two. I was actually surprised in the top 20. I did not see gas prices. Number three, someone else's driving or driving habits.
Yeah.
Annoying people right now, the way people drive on the roads. I get it, right? Number four, crowds.
Wow.
Which I guess you can just
stay home.
It's like, yeah, you can get yourself. You don't have to be in a crowd if you don't want to.
Or go where there's small crowds.
Number five, which I'm feeling too, because I'm like, God, it's miserable weather. It's so damn hot outside. It's not. So? Oh my God, it's not even fun. Weather, and everybody goes, and it's only May. That's like the narrative when everybody talks about how hot it is. Yeah. And like, imagine July and August.
I forget like it's May. I really, in my mind, I just think it's like the summer. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be like 96 this week, which is gonna feel like 110. Yeah, it's crazy. So weather at number five.
Things that are annoying. Country, right?
This is a country. Americans. I mean, there's a lot of places besides us that are hot.
No, I know.
But yeah, Americans. Number six, customer service. 7, social media trends.
Yeah. I can see customer service because you feel like there isn't any. And when you have a problem, you call up somebody and you don't get a person.
Yeah.
And that just gets you so mad.
It does.
Press 1, press 2.
I just hit 0 all the time until something happens. I'm just like, give me a person.
I want a heartbeat. Press 0 for a heartbeat.
I'm actually surprised number 8 isn't higher on the list, and that's tipping culture.
Yeah.
Because we've talked, everybody's burnt out about tipping these days.
Sure.
Number 9 is interesting because just change the station. Music you don't like. Things that are annoying Americans these days. Hey, how about not listen to it? What about that? It's probably an easy fix.
Or listen to music that you do like.
People look at it as their station, though, and I don't want to change off my station. You know what I mean? Like, I got a 98.
Just because they're playing this song that I don't like.
Yeah, that's their fault.
This one is so weird. At number 10, TV volume being too loud.
Yeah.
Number 10.
When I saw that, I was assuming that they meant the commercials, right? The ever famous or is it with the television shows where the sound effects and the music and everything is so super loud, then when it goes to dialogue, it gets real low, that type thing?
It could be, but you know what? Guess what? You have control over that too. Just hold the remote to control in your hand. But when it surprises you like that, I get it.
Or it's when you're watching TV with somebody else, because that seems to be a thing. Even when we're out, sometimes at bars, people can't really connect on the vibe. It's too loud. It's too low. I can't hear it. I'm not hearing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
but
when the Panthers are on.
To make it top 10, that's funny.
There's
to me, there's other problems like 11 ticket prices. Talked about that to concerts, events.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Products being locked behind plastic on the shelves.
Yeah, that's
what that says. AI at number 13.
How about the reason why those products are locked up?
Exactly, 'cause
Called
people are
crime.
They're stealing
Yeah.
them.
AI. Then you got reality TV, which is funny. Things that are annoying people these days. Self-checkouts. Annoying people, computer issues, which I was just having. Yes, it's quite annoying. Tech billionaires, annoying people these days.
I think the thing with tech billionaires, it doesn't seem like they do much. You know what I mean? Like when you're seeing them and you always see them
Because they've made their money, they're enjoying life, and we don't see them actually working because paparazzi doesn't care about that.
I know, that's my point.
Yeah.
They just see they look at they're on their yacht, they're on their jet. You're like, oh my god, I think that's why people get annoyed.
That's the jealousy of rich people.
Yes,
It's really
because they've earned that money, obviously. Parking at 18. There's only a couple parking lots in South Florida, and I'm like, ugh. Movies being too dark. Actually, I can't remember what it is, but I did try to start watching a TV show, and it's filmed so dark that it's not even worth it. Like, I'm just like, I'm not going to watch this because all I'm hearing is dialogue. You can't hear anything. And then
now, see, this
I didn't
goes
see
to
anything.
the twisted mind that I have when it said that, and I saw it being too dark. I thought it meant like the storyline, the plot line is very dark and sinister, and that type of thing.
I'm taking the actual video itself,
not it being dark versus light.
And I don't know. You could be right. I could be wrong.
But you know what? You're correct in the sense that there are a lot of television shows now that are filmed without a lot of light to it.
Yep.
And that's causing people to get big time with televisions.
Yeah.
That's like one of the big things in TVs, getting a better TV that can handle dark lit shows.
And that's the thing. We got a decent TV, and it's a comedy. It's not even like a Game of Thrones. It's like, but it's just you can't. So and then finally, number 20 is text, language, and abbreviations. So those are the top 20 things that are annoying Americans lately.
I'm surprised emojis aren't there. Like emojis.
That could be part of text language and abbreviations.
I would say that. Yeah, I would definitely put that in there too.
They're adding more emojis. I read the other day, and I'm like, do we really need it? Like, there's I only use 3.
That's right.
Heart, the crying out, laughing, and then the sad one or something. Those are about the only ones that I ever use.
Basically it.
Yeah, I only use 1 or 2. I use the heart, the star, and the peace. That's it.
No, you use the sunglass guy too. You like the guy with the shades on.
A couple, but well, I think that's just new ways to
express.
Instead of having a word, they find some sort of an emoji that they can put to it. I don't know. It's just what they want to do, I guess.
I think next emoji should be what they mean, so you don't get confused. This is what this
Or maybe even when you scroll over it, right? Like, so because that's a lot of room. I understand that. But maybe if there's a thing where if you just kind of, and it tells you, or you hold onto it or double tap, it tells you what it means.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what half of them mean.
No.
Probably more, 75%, 80%.
And you don't want to say anything.
I think people make up what they mean.
Yeah.
For their own case, in certain situations, I'm sure.
Yeah,
there's
you're
plenty of that
right.
out there. They make it their own, or this is what it means. And because when we read definitions of them, sometimes in an article, we'll see something like that, and it's like, wow, it really means that. I had no idea. I wouldn't associate this particular emoji with that phrase or saying. And how many times that we've come across that? I know I have.
I agree 100%. Yeah, and then you say something to the person, and it's like, that's not what I meant. Well, then tell me what you mean. Don't write an emoji. Things that annoy us, we gave you a top 20. If there's anything that you guys have on there, let us know. You call us at 877-927-6969. Text us at Real Radio 47142, or email Jimmy at realradio921.com.
I had the same article, but for me, it came up as, things that people feel more positive or negative about. And it came up with this exact same list.
Okay.
And so, again, it went, so the site that you got it from went more towards the negative side of it, which I would say that for out of all of these, most people would think a little bit more negative than positive about any of those. Is there anything on that list that you would see as somewhat of a positive? Not really much.
Yeah, I mean AI. There's some positive things with AI.
Yeah,
you get
true.
that.
Right.
I'm
I
looking.
think there are some good social media trends. There
are some good ones.
Not all be bad, right? Calling out some things that are bad out there, so it brings to light some of these things that are happening.
But like you said,
So
the
that
product's
might
being
help,
locked,
right?
behind a plexi or whatever.
Yeah.
And like you said, that's for to me. You just ask somebody for some help. But I do understand sometimes it's impossible to even find an employee to help you out if you really need that product.
That's the issue. You can't
And
find
self
it.
checkouts, I don't mind self checkout either.
They don't bother me either.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I have a tendency of going to them because there's usually more open
Yep.
than there are a regular cash register. Trying to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let us know if you guys have anything that you want to add to this list. Things that annoy you. Ticket prices, you hear that all the time. Maybe stuff with airlines, too. You see a lot of stories about that people are like, I can't believe there's so many fights and arguments. But, yeah, let us know. Call us or text us or email us. Let us know, and we'll get you on the show, and we'll get you involved.
I'm going to try to pull this from memory, but there was a thing when we were talking about the TV volume being too loud. I know Netflix posted something the other day that there's a setting that you can look for under just the Netflix setting. So this may not help with the other, the other thing applications on your television.
Okay.
But if you change it from, I think it's original to, or you change it to original. The reason, and instead of, I think it's like Dolby 5.1 or something like that, there's two different settings under Netflix's sound, and one of them assumes that you have a certain amount of speakers. And because of that, that's where the dialogue versus the sound effects, there's such a large difference in volume. And that's one way that you can help alleviate that. I think it's going back to original, if I'm not mistaken. That's one thing that I'd say. Because that's the one thing. It does get kind of annoying. You watch it like a movie like Top Gun, let's say, right? It's got a lot of high action that happens all of a sudden, and then it goes to dialogue. Then it goes back to the action. Then it goes to dialogue. And the back and forth is usually what makes it a little more, if we turn it up or turn it down, that. I know what you're saying when you say, well, you can adjust it on your own.
But you're right. Sometimes it catches you off guard.
It's the going back and forth.
It does. Even changing streaming services. Like I know, let's say I'm watching Apple and I switch over to Netflix. When that Netflix goes, dong dong. And I'm like, Jesus.
Oh, my God, what happened?
Netflix is so much louder than other ones. And I'm just like, so I get that too. We got a text at 47142. Started off with Real Radio. Says, hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Franny, you need to ask Greek about what happened when he tried to get gas on Saturday. Let's just say him on the phone is a scary thing, and he is oblivious to anything else. That's from Kara in North Palm Beach. So I guess I need to be filled in.
I was getting gas Saturday morning early.
Okay.
And then I paid whatever it was, $40 or $50. I don't remember. I think it was 40. And then as I was walking to the pump.
Prepaid.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you always do cash, right?
Yeah. Yep. As I was walking to the pump, I got a call. And then I just got in my car and I drove away down and then all of a sudden I'm like, man, gas is really expensive. Didn't even move the needle.
Oh my God.
So then I realized it. I was like,
it's not just here, people. It's life.
I turned around and went back and somebody took my gas, like pulled up and grabbed it. And when I went inside, the guy was like, I can't help you.
I wonder how. Maybe I don't know. I wonder how they would have known to do that. Because normally you just don't.
All right. You want the explanation?
Yes,
that is the only way that I could think of it?
No, you're right.
Normally you would put a card in, right? Or if
no, I pay cash.
I know, but I'm saying the person who took your gas.
Right. When you pull up to a pump right now, what do you typically see on there, right? So under the dollar amount, all right?
Nothing.
So the dollar amount is what the last person finished pumping with, right? So it'll be $38.50, whatever, right? So if you go inside and prepay, and I don't know this, so I'm relying on Greek and anybody else out there.
That's what it is.
When you prepay, by the time you go out to the pump should say all zeros.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe that's how you can tell, is you pull up to a pump and you see it's all zeros, so you figure it's already set in a prepaid mode.
And they're like, hey, let me try this out, see if I get any gas.
It's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, I was gone about 10 minutes and change. I really was.
That's plenty of time for a pump around, somebody pull up and go, oh, look at this jackpot.
Yeah. So when I went inside, the guy's like, I can't help you, dude.
He was like, not my fault.
Sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, not my fault.
I said, things happen. In the scope of things, 40 or 50 is not that bad to lose. But it wasn't a good.
So maybe something that you can start practicing is leaving your phone in the car when you go and pay for gas. So then you don't have to worry about a phone call and taking it out of your pocket and distracting
But suppose
you.
on the way I walk from my car to the inside, I get kidnapped, and then I can't call anymore.
Yeah,
They're probably taking your phone.
There's that problem because
Yeah. And they're probably taking your phone away if they're professional kidnappers.
You think?
Yeah, I don't know if they're
Well,
going to
how am I going to get the ransom notes? If we got to call somebody for ransom, I'm going to use my phone. They don't know the numbers. And I don't keep any stored, right, Jimmy? So.
You're not supposed to have your phone on at the gas pump? Is that what they say?
That's a thing. That's a thing.
I don't know. I never really thought much of it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to talk on your phone. Yeah. So, so that was the kickoff of the weekend.
Okay, all right.
I mean, it happened. I had a nice couple spins at roulette, so I made up to $40. Barely. It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday. We're back. That's right. And we hope you guys had a good weekend. We're going to come back with a trifecta this day in history. Don't forget Corn tickets at 11:45. Come on. Corn's great, not just at a barbecue. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Hi, everyone. I'm Doug Plagans, radio voice of your Florida Panthers. The Panthers host the New York Rangers tonight at 8 Eastern at Amerant Bank Arena in Sunrise for Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Final. The New York Rangers lead the best-of-7 series 2-1. Catch all the action live, beginning with Panthers preview at 7:30, right here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
An accident has the westbound lanes of North Lake Boulevard shut down between Congress Avenue and MacArthur Boulevard. There's an accident on the turnpike affecting the southbound left lane at the West Palm Beach Service Plaza. Spot something on the roads? Call the traffic tip line, pound 250 keyword West Palm Traffic. I'm Ron Hurst.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Hey, it's a Greek, and the summer is here, and it's always hot at Monroe 7 days a week with beautiful girls. And Friday night, it is Fantasy Fridays. Make sure you step in the door for a beautiful night of fantasy, beautiful ladies, a 5-star menu, and it's open at 5 a.m. It's Monroe's and Palm Beach, where it's hot every single day. Stop in today and have a good time with a beautiful lady, or enjoy UFC or a game. It's all on the Monroe's in one roof. Fantasy Fridays. They will make your fantasies be a reality. Peace.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people, Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Breathe easy.
Hey, it's the Greek for Jason Weiser, my attorney. Whether you were injured due to a car accident or a medical malpractice issue, a slip and fall, or any kind of injury due to a fault of another, their team can help you. Board-certified personal injury attorneys. They can help you determine the responsibility party and pursue the damages and justice you deserve. Contact them at 561-689-8180, 561-689-8180. No fees unless they win. Jason Weiser, my attorney for over 20 years.
You're a Florida homeowner. You understand severe weather. But did you know that everyday elements like sun, rain, heat, and humidity can also wreak havoc on your home? From hurricanes to heat waves, StormSmart can protect your home 365 days a year. With storm catcher screens, aluminum shutters, and impact windows and doors. They're each designed to look great, increase your living space, and provide the protection you deserve. Because smart is made to last. Call 866-61-SMART today for your free in-home consultation.
Duffy's Sports Grill is the place to catch all your favorite sports action. Duffy's is voted the best year over year with their award-winning certified Angus beef burgers, barbecue baby back ribs, and 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. Plus, with over 80 TVs, you'll never miss a minute of the action. So grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's to cheer on your favorite team. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. And remember,
at Duffy's, our game is always on.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This is the Greek here with Jeff Jr., owner of Trajan Well, talking about 401ks. I've always heard that 401ks were great, but you're telling me something different.
Well, 401ks are great when you're employed there. However, if you're no longer employed, you probably don't want to keep that 401k with your old employer, and you probably don't want to roll that old 401k into your new employer's plan.
Really? Why is that?
Well, most 401ks have limited investment options and can cost you thousands of dollars more in fees. And that's true even if you roll it over into your new employer's 401k. You also lose a lot of control by leaving your 401k with your old employer. If the company sells or merges, they often freeze it.
That's great insight. If you have a 401k with an old employer, stop what you're doing and call Trajan Wealth. 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
Joe Biden spending billions to buy votes in this election cycle. Coming up on the Ben Ferguson podcast, how much is it going to cost you as he's trying to pay off student loan debt to buy voters? We'll give you the details. Download the Ben Ferguson podcast now.
Real Radio weather.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carl. We have another warm and humid day ahead. Mid-90s along the coastline, upper 90s inland. We see a higher chance for showers this afternoon. They'll build along the sea breeze boundary in the interior parts of our area. They'll push towards the coast throughout the second half of this afternoon and evening. Expect some spots of heavier downpours that time.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Order a Biggie Bag at Wendy's today. When you think of your go-to meal, what do you think of? Because if it's not the Wendy's Biggie Bag with your choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich plus 4-piece nugs, junior fries, and a small soft drink, Wendy's Biggie Bag hits every time. So stop by and grab your ride or die meal. U.S. price and participation may vary.
Between the lines, far beyond legal and ethical limits, and under the surface,
too dangerous or disruptive to the existing status quo.
Hosts Ben Bolin, Matt Frederick, and Noel Brown introduce you to the world of stuff they don't want you to know.
We've officially entered the age of biohacking.
History is riddled with unexplained events. Somebody messing with us? Now it's time for some answers.
Take us to the edge of the rabbit hole. We'll do the rest.
Listen to Stuff They Don't Want You to Know on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff They Don't Want You to Know and start listening.
Greek Trifecta, sponsored by Pep Capital. It's sports. It's what's going on. Peace.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is The Penthouse on a Tuesday. Don't forget tickets to Korn at 11:45 for you guys. Thanks for always tuning in to Real Radio, and I hope you're having a good day. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and good morning.
And Francis is here.
Hey, what's going on?
And it's time now for the first trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
All right, there are three teams alive now for the NBA Finals. The Celtics won last night, 105-102. Did not cover, but they swept the Pacers, and they're going to the NBA Finals. I believe it is their 24th appearance in the NBA Finals as a franchise, which is unbelievable how many times they've been there. Them and the Lakers have been there the most. We'll see tonight the Mavericks are taking on Minnesota, and Dallas is up 3-0. Maybe Dallas could take out the broom and finish them off. Caitlin Clark tonight plays a game. She is home against the LA Sparks. So far, not off to a good start. 1-5, and the media has been getting on her a lot, and a lot of people are telling her she's got to just stay with all the noise and try to play. Maybe she gets a victory tonight, but they're underdogs. Bill Walton passed away yesterday, 71 years old. He was a legend, Hall of Famer, two-time champion in college, did it all. Huge Grateful Dead fan for years, was on ESPN, had a great thought and process about life. He always said he was the luckiest person in the world, lived a great life, did many, many things. He's going to be missed. A sad day for the NBA. He passed away at 71 years old. And tonight, the Panthers and the Rangers, after an unbelievable game 2 days ago, overtime that you heard on Real Radio, Rangers prevail 5-4. Panthers have to win tonight. It is going to be a big game. We can't go down 3-1 to the Rangers. You can hear that game tonight on Real Radio. Panthers and Rangers to win. The winner gets to the Stanley Cup. Trifecta is sponsored by Pep Capital. And now over to Jimmy for this day in history.
On this day in history.
Well, we got a short list today, so let's get right to it. We're going to start in the year 1934. That was 90 years ago. The Dion quintuplets were born in Ontario, Canada. They were 5 identical girls and were the first quintuplets to survive. That was kind of recorded in history. 87 years ago today, 1937, the German automaker Volkswagen was founded to mass produce a low-priced car. 67 years ago today, in 1957, the National League club owners voted to let the Brooklyn Dodgers move to L.A. and the New York Giants to move to San Francisco. It wouldn't be, another 5 years, and then the Mets came back to have a New York National League team. 42 years ago today, in 1982, Rocky III was released. Of course, that's the one with Mr. T in it. 25 years ago today, in 1999, after some 2 decades of restoration work, Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper was reopened to the public. And finally, 18 years ago today, in 2006, speaking of baseball, Barry Bonds hit number 715 to go past Babe Ruth for the second most home runs in MLB history. Of course, that eventually would get broken again. And that's what happened on this day, May 28th, in our history.
Thank you, Jimmy. Great job as always. We do it every day to reflect on all the things that happened on the date we're in, which is May 28th today.
There was so much like death and people dying and disease and this. I'm like, I'm not bringing this stuff up.
We just started back at it again. So talking about diseases, well, are they spreading them at music festivals? Segue. They're saying that a lot.
Seamless. That was actually seamless
thank
segue,
you. I try you. But yeah, the weather's heating up. The days are growing longer. It's a time of year again where it is music festival season. We just had our big one. God, just 4 weeks ago? Mm-hmm. Man, it's already been that long. 3 weeks? Sunfest, 3 weeks. 4, I don't know. Either way, time is flying. Yeah, but it is
beginning of May. So
yeah,
4 weeks ago.
Yeah, it is. It is music festival season. They said, while attendees are there to hear their favorite artists perform, there's also a little bit more excitement in the air, and the buzz around the crowd has a lot of people having festival flings. So how many people are actually hooking up? They did a study. Lilo asked more than 1,400 adults about their thoughts on an experience with sexual encounters at music festivals. And this is what they found out. They said almost half of the respondents admitted to hooking up at one of these events.
Sounds like a Diddy party.
46% hooking up at festivals, while 54% say that they have not. They said, but where do these intimate escapades go down? For 54%, it's in a tent, which at least gives them a bit of privacy. Because some of these music festivals, you can camp out. So that does make sense. You bring them back to your tent.
That's classy.
Doesn't that sound nice?
Hey, romantic.
Could be under the stars.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're in the tent, so you can't. But sometimes they have like the little opening where you can look
A
up
little
the stars.
candle.
Yeah, light a candle, then your tent catches on fire.
Sounds romantic.
Yeah, nice.
Well, you don't stop having sex, even if your tent's on fire.
That's hot.
The next most popular spot where they're hooking up is in their car, where 30% have enjoyed festival rendezvous.
How about bathrooms that are there?
I don't know if porta potties should be a place you take them because that's typically what festivals have. They say
Behind
the next
Dumpsters.
But some people are all about the spontaneity and the thrill of the public displays of affection. So there's 16% of them who said they just got it on or frisky in a crowded area. Yep.
Pull a blanket over top of you. and
16%.
go at it, or not.
There really may be something in the air for some attendees, as half of respondents say the festival atmosphere and sense of freedom is actually what gets them in the mood. Maybe it's the drugs. For 21,
Or drinking. Drugs and drinking.
for 21%, it's a shared interest in music and dancing that ignites the spark of attraction.
Or the drugs.
Or the drugs and alcohol. Nearly 9 in 10 of those surveyed think the energy and ambience of music festivals encourages people to express their sexual desires. And a lot of like these EDM and whatever. Drugs. That a lot of them are very, very like not much clothing either.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that they're bearing a lot.
They already don't have much on. So.
Exactly. You don't have
they're
to work
usually-
that hard to get it off.
And they're usually not in cold climates. So people, like you said, wear less. It's not like they're in Detroit in December, playing outside music.
Yeah. They say sometimes attendees want to hook up, but challenges get in the way. The biggest one is privacy issues. Yeah, I guess, except for that 16% who do in the crowd. They said it makes it hard to engage in those activities, followed by security concerns.
Oh, come on, security.
Logistical difficulties. Logistics just aren't there.
It's a bad angle.
And even weather conditions. They said as, what led to their hookups, the environment played a part, the major part. They said that whole connection to someone at a festival, and they just did it spontaneously. They just were just like, hey, why not? While 26%, the smallest percentage here, which I call BS on, said that it was because of the intoxicating atmosphere is why they did it. But yes, speaking of being intoxicated, we were joking about the drugs because I don't think this is shocking news whatsoever, but results in this year's drug safety and music festival study. That is a study. They conducted, it was a research firm called Interbody, says that 84% of 2024 festival attendees are planning to use drugs on the festival grounds. They say that's a 10% increase from last year's survey. So I love it. They're just like, all right, this is anonymous. We promise we're not the cops. We're not the cops.
If you're a drug dealer, now you know where to go. I mean, you're going to get a lot of people.
Something tells me they already know.
Oh,
that.
yeah. They're there. They know.
They're
They
there.
know. They know their crowd.
I need two in the front.
Does the increase correlate with? I would assume more and more states that have legalized recreational marijuana.
Well,
and
possibly.
Does that count?
I mean, because you're still doing something illegal, smoking it in the public like that. I mean,
Technically,
yes, you are,
Mhm.
but people don't care. I mean, we know. We smell it in the air everywhere.
Yeah.
Because marijuana does actually take the crown for the third year in a row as the most consumed festival drug. But they said, while 65% plan to enjoy their time with some cannabis, they say then that's followed with cocaine, psychedelics, MDMA, and then ketamine are like the top on that list.
That's strong.
Yeah. It gets pretty hard after the weed.
That's strong.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Take a hit on it.
mushrooms. That's
That's a
kind of
psychedelics.
been around a long time,
They have.
especially associated with music.
Yeah, music festivals, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. So they said that it goes on to reveal that 3 out of 5 people plan to purchase drugs on site at a festival.
Yay!
Uh-huh.
Not planning ahead. That's not
Nope,
good. That's
just
not good.
buying them
Well, they're there.
Well, maybe they don't do them that often, or maybe they don't know where to score them. And
Yeah.
they're like, I'm at a music festival, so I'm doing it.
That's why a lot of people carry business cards. How can I get in touch with you?
Yeah.
This ain't skunk weed, is it?
They say that the demo mostly leans towards millennials. Of those who acquire product ahead of time. They said 80% of respondents intend to test their drugs beforehand.
That's the pre-planners.
Yep. They're going to test their drugs beforehand.
Officer, are these drugs real?
Well, you don't want to have drugs that are bad, and then or you don't get off on it, and then you get to the festival, and you're like, what's going on?
Well, I know there's drug testing strips. Like some people test their drug. I don't know how they work. If you do, let us know 47142 with your weed, with your cocaine, with something. There's something that you can utilize. You put in there to know if it's cut or if it's laced with something or whatever.
Really? Well, that's important.
Yeah.
If it's laced with something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and that's where I was kind of going with the idea of I know they have that like different like nail polish or different ways for women to be able to see if like
If they're getting drugged.
something got drugged in their drinks.
Mhm.
I didn't know if it was something along those lines. That same concept.
I don't know. I don't know how they work. So yeah, let
But
us
that
know.
just tells you whether it's there. That doesn't really tell you whether
What's in
it's
it.
good or it's been cut or like you say if it's been
Laced
tampered with
fentanyl.
Well, that's the other thing too.
Yep.
Huh?
They also know that alcohol is always the most consumed substance at a festival, always. And they say that heat stroke is actually the leading cause of death at festivals, but they say it's across drug and non-drug users. So I'm sure they say, they strongly advise anyone who does partake, stay hydrated.
That's important.
Remain close to friends.
Get that water.
And get familiar with the location and, of course, where medical tents are, too.
That's important.
Just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Keep drinking that beer.
Yep.
And
water, too.
Stay hydrated.
It's hot out there. I mean, you can't expect me to enjoy the concert, do drugs, and I got to keep the water coming.
I'm just going to dip into the 80s this weekend.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, I'm looking at the drugs, and they just show the percentage of how much, obviously, marijuana, like, by far. Then I said cocaine, psychedelics, like LSD, mushrooms, MDMA, ketamine. Then it goes amphetamines, like speed or Adderall. You have opioids. Then they have
What a list.
Xanax on the list. And then synthetic drugs, even at 9.7%. So people, and by that, like the bath salt. So people are still doing bath salts these days. Yep. That was on the list still, 9.7%. Let's see.
That's a lot.
Hallucinogens like peyote at 6%.
Hey, this is, I mean, nothing new. This is.
No. And, everybody's got their drugs of choice. And even inhalants like nitrous oxide and solvents made the list at 6%.
So as a drug dealer, you got to have a big inventory.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's not easy carrying all this stuff around nowadays.
What do you want? What do you want?
And get this. Okay, so it gives you the top music festivals for drug use. And this is across the country. So Rockfest. Is that Welcome to Rockville, maybe? Is that Rockfest?
I don't know.
Well, I think Welcome to Rockville.
It's just Welcome to
Welcome to
Rockville.
Rockville.
I got to look into it.
Rockfest itself is one. I think that's out west, out in
Is it? Okay.
California. But
Here we go. Rockfest. Oh, you're right. I see the lineup for it. But Rockfest, which is in July.
Where's it at?
Is it California?
Okay.
Chippewa Valley Festival Fairgrounds. Now you're going to ask me where that is.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, is it Texas? I can't see. It's too small for me to. I don't know. But yeah. So that is. So when they were doing the survey to see the most drug use, Rockfest was number 1.
All right, Rockfest.
Burning Man at number 2, which I would think Burning Man would be like up there.
Yeah, just by the title alone.
Yeah, Burning Man at number 2, Coachella at 3. Sunfest made number 4.
Really?
Yes.
All right, Sunfest.
Go
Wait a minute.
Sunfest?
Yeah, top 5. Wait a minute. And there's so many events.
Sunfest topped. Okay, so Rockfest, Burning Man, Coachella, then Sunfest on this list.
Wow.
EDC, which is the Electric Daisy, whatever called it, Carnival. That's like everybody is on Molly or whatever. I mean, everybody is on ecstasy. EDC is below at number 5.
No, is EDC?
Ultra Music Festival at number 6.
That's what I was going to ask you. It's Ultra.
Yeah, they're down there at Miami-ish
I
area?
think Ultra's Miami, EDC, I want to say they have a few of them, but Orlando maybe people are probably like, you guys are wrong. But I think EDC, I think they may have a couple of them, but I know there's a big electronic festival in Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando. I mean, Ultra's definitely Miami.
But even Sunfest, I know that. But even Sunfest to beat Ultra.
That's so big.
Rolling Loud, Lollapalooza, Bonnaroo, Okeechobee, which we have here, and then South by Southwest. But I was shocked to see Sunfest at number 4 at the top music festivals for drug use.
Wow.
And Sunfest is now really 2.5 days, right? Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, the other ones I think are even long. Like Ultra, isn't that Ultra a week? I believe it is.
Well, I guess just when they were surveying people and they were just like, yeah, I plan on doing it at Sunfest. Or yes, I plan, but that's because how else do you find out the top music festivals for drug use? I don't know.
Now I realize why they raised their ticket prices. I mean, it makes sense, right, Jimmy? You think they're going to promote that next year on the poster?
Yeah, we're number 4. We're number 4. That Rock Fest is in Wisconsin, by the way.
Oh, in Wisconsin.
It's a country and Rock Fest now.
Yeah,
It's
because I
a
saw Jelly
big-
Roll as
yeah.
part of it.
Yeah.
I thought he was a headliner.
Yeah, so according to that, that's up there up north. So they get one too. When is that too? July. So yeah, middle of summer.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right, so you guys
Kinda
out
hot.
there, if you went to Sunfest and you had something to do with it, take a bow right now. Just say, thank you, we made the top 4. It's like college football, your rankings.
I can smell the weed from Port St. Lucie.
We have a couple things about Greek with his car because he paid for gas and then just got a phone call and forgot and just left without getting gas in his car. And by the time he came back to the pump, it was already gone. Somebody texted at 47142 says, I'm sorry, Greek. Oh, hold on, where'd it go? Says, I'm sorry, Greek. I didn't know that was your gas. If you get a hose, I'll give you my address and you can have it back.
I'm good.
There you go.
But thank you.
And then we have when Greek went back to the gas station, did he go to the pump and see if it was still at 0 or did he just go to a different pump and go inside?
I went to the same pump.
Okay, got it. They said, remember the lobster situation?
Yeah, I left it in the trunk.
He was on the phone. And again, expensive situation that you did just from being on the phone. So you can always participate 47142. Started off with Real Radio.
I mean, things happen. It was a very important phone call, and I had to get it. And then I just got in the car and I drove away, not thinking, of course, what the hell was going on. But I did notice. I said, man, gas is expensive. I can't believe it.
It's like I got nothing. I got nothing.
Which is crazy. It really is. But yeah, I was like, wow. But then I turned around and I'm not going to make it. I figured that. I go, the time I get back, it was like 10 minutes. And then the time I went back, I was like, what the hell's going on? Yeah, it's pretty brutal. They could have gave me the gas back, but the guy's like, hey, I can't help you, dude. You know, he didn't care. He's, I got people all day. I said I was just here. And he's like, so what? It's fine. I mean, I get it. I mean, it was not a big inconvenience, just a little bit thing for maybe, you know what, pay attention more. 877-927-6969. Sunfest makes the top 4. Man, we're proud at Sunfest. Way to take a bow. West Palm, Jim, you got to raise.
And you know what's great about that? We one less day this year, so
That's what I said.
we're able to do the
trucks,
equal amount and keep it going,
Look at
and
us.
even with one less day.
Winning.
I tell you what.
Doing so good here.
Pride. West Palm pride right there, baby.
In 2.5 days. Ultra, I believe, is a week. It's at least 5 days. I mean, and we beat
Well, I think Ultra is the weekend too, but they have whatever, like the whole winter music festival that leads up to it or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's crazy the amount. But Sunfest, way to be. You guys made us proud again. We appreciate it. Is the Penthouse on a Tuesday? What do you do on is it? No, it's not Tuesday?
Yeah, we're Tuesday.
Is it?
Yeah, it is a Penthouse on a Tuesday. Yeah.
It is a Penthouse on a Tuesday.
It is, yes, you're right.
Well, some people woke up today and they thought it was Monday.
They're like, what am I listening to?
Yeah.
What is today?
I talked to a couple of my friends. They're like, is it Monday? Is it Tuesday? So it is Tuesday, by the way. That's what I'm saying. If you guys are out and about, well, if you're at work, you're probably like, what's going on? Did anybody go to work yesterday? That happens.
I did.
Yeah, that's right, Franny
Yeah,
did.
I
But
was
you
there.
knew you were going. But you knew you were out. I'm saying, you show up and you're like, man, I'm not working today. What the hell am I doing here? Is your chance to win tickets for Korn at 11:45. Don't forget that. And again, hats off to the 3 winners we had on Real Radio. All won $1,000.
Love it.
Great job, everybody. Great job. We're so proud. We had 2 ladies and I believe a gentleman who won. And we talked to all 3 of them that won $1,000, and they were very excited about that. So thank you, guys. And I think we are the #1 station for winners in this situation. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we are.
Does that mean we get $1,000?
We get nothing.
You should.
We got a big thing. They fill their vending machines Friday.
Oh,
And we got-
it is nice and full, huh?
And we got ESPN. I mean, we got
awesome.
we got TV.
2 things that I don't really pay attention to, but whatever.
Well, they're big for us.
I know.
Got the cable, and just in general, the cable fixed.
And now why is the TV off? It was too distracting for you?
I just want to focus on you.
Oh, okay. Is that what you're focused on?
I'm disconnected.
Clearly, distractions are a problem.
Yeah, like brunettes. That's a gas station. They called me. They were like, "Hey, we want to give you back your $40."
That's
What, you have
nice.
the TV on? No, it's on the phone.
I was on the phone. I'm sure I'm not the first person that drove away after.
Oh, I
getting
bet
hit.
you're not.
I mean,
But I don't know how common it is, but I bet you're not.
Yeah, it's probably not common.
That's why somebody pulled up and said, "Ooh, jackpot."
Yeah.
I see zeros.
Let me run. It is the Penthouse. We got some Florida stories. What is like today?
Well, we have a hero of the day. What did this parent do to help a bunch of students? I will let you know about that. Then we have it's not for an iPhone. You may have talked about this story, I'm not sure. But this definitely is a huge free advertisement for this type of cell phone. I will let you know why. And right in the what? A Florida man went viral from his answer on Wheel of Fortune.
That was a Florida person?
Yes.
Oh, I saw that. That was great.
Oh, my God.
It's a Florida man.
I'll get the audio.
We own him.
Oh, awesome.
We claim him, shall I say.
Nice.
I have those stories coming your way in your Weather Florida on Real Radio 92.1.
Because you shouldn't have to get up off the couch. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. Florida Panthers are on Real Radio. Our Florida Panthers have slashed their way through the NHL playoffs and into the Eastern Conference Final. It's the last round on the road to the Stanley Cup.
Hey, this is Aaron Ekblad from your Florida Panthers, and you are listening to Real Radio, your official FM home for Florida Panthers hockey.
The puck is dropping on an epic battle against the New York Rangers in the Eastern Conference Final.
Wall near side, Lilleberg trying to poke away from the shot, loose out front. Backhand try, and they score! Carter Verhaeghe upstairs, and this one's over! The game winner!
Real Radio is your official home of Florida Panthers hockey. Catch every goal, every check, every fight, every face-off, and every victory. Not your radio? No problem. You can stream Real Radio 92.1 anywhere on our absolutely free iHeartRadio app.
The Florida Panthers and the Eastern Conference Finals is brought to you by Precision Garage Door of South Florida. Precision Garage Door of South Florida supports Florida Panthers hockey. For excellence in garage door installation or repair, call Precision Garage Door of South Florida or go to flgaragedoor.com.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Looking at a pretty decent drive along your expressway so far. 95 from the Turnpike, currently accident-free. We have some construction here that'll be Lakeview Avenue westbound at Flagler Drive that'll be blocking your left lane. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseau.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hey, it's Franny, and spring is here, and your backyard beckons. It's a place where you and your family make memories, and Moon Valley Nurseries wants to make it picture perfect. Now is a perfect time to reach out to their nursery pros and get the yard you deserve. You'll be amazed at how enhancing your backyard is like adding square feet to your house. It can increase your livable space that much. Your backyard is where memories are made. Your beautiful space will make each moment with family and friends feel like a celebration. So go to moonvalleynurseries.com/get-growing to schedule your free design consultation today.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people, Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage, Navage, breathe easy.
Believe it or not, most small businesses don't have a 401k. If you don't have a 401k, you are missing out on the greatest wealth creation tool ever created. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and many 401ks are overpriced for the employer, have expensive and underperforming investment options, and have tedious administrative provisions. Not at Trajan Wealth. We can set up a 401k for a company for only $8 per employee, a $65 per plan fee, plus a small advisory fee. That's right, not thousands or even the tens of thousands you've been quoted. And do it all in less time than it takes to sit in traffic. If you have 5 or more employees, these 401ks will help you attract and retain top talent. And if you're an employee and don't have a 401k, tell your boss. Call Trajan Wealth today. Call 561-390-1000. That's 561-390-1000.
Services offered through a third-party partner.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Save big this Memorial Day at Lowe's. Right now, save on 1.5-gallon annual hanging baskets. Get 2 for just $16. Plus, buy one, get one 50% off. Select interior and exterior paint and exterior stain via Lowe's gift card rebate. Shop these deals before they're gone because Lowe's knows summer savings. Valid through 5/29. Hanging baskets in-store only. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. Paint. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details while supplies last.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center, have you been injured in a motor vehicle accident? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carr. We have another warm and humid day ahead. Mid-90s along the coastline, upper 90s inland. We see a higher chance for showers this afternoon. They'll build along the sea breeze boundary in the interior parts of our area. They'll push towards the coast throughout the second half of this afternoon and evening. Expect some spots of heavier downpours at time.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell the story of legendary storm chaser Tim Samaras. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
What's up, Penthouse? Franny, G-Man, Jimmy. Hope you guys had a great Memorial Day weekend. It was pretty hot. Some nice days. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself. You were just talking about the testing of these drugs at festivals, and I just saw something on NBC Nightly News about how there are fentanyl test strips to see if you can test and make sure that your whatever pill you're getting, even though you shouldn't be getting pills from somebody you don't know, besides your doctor, but to see if there's fentanyl in your drugs. Peace, guys.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is The Penthouse on a Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a good day so far. Back at work and enjoyed your weekend. Don't forget, 11:45, we have tickets for you to go see Korn. Come on, who doesn't want Korn, even in a barbecue? Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
And Francis here.
Hey.
And some interesting Florida stories.
Florida.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida? I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Yeah, so this happened in Zephyr Hill. And you're a Samsung Galaxy dude? Is that what you
yes,
have?
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, well, this is good for you because these things, they can take a fall.
Okay.
The skydiver in Zephyr Hills managed to drop his smartphone 12,000 feet, and the phone survived to text another day. Frank Carball, whatever, says the incident happened when he got the feeling that his phone was missing. He was like, what the hell? Later, video shot during a skydive showed the exact moment when the phone fell out of his pocket as he and another skydiver were performing a mid-air trick. Well, using the Find My Device feature, he was able to find the coordinates where his phone landed, which turned out to be in the South Florida forest. When he found his Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, and it was still housed. He had a case too. It was housed in a DLM case.
Right.
It was completely undamaged.
Wow, how about that, huh?
No cracks, no scratches, no nothing. Totally functional, even after falling over 2.5 miles.
So, where did it fall on? Like a hayfield?
I said a soft floor in a forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So,
So like a softer grassy or
that's what I would say.
Dirt. So
Mhm.
it's a little bit more of a cushion versus, pavement or
exactly.
concrete. I think if it's on
if it hit
concrete,
pavement, that thing's done.
It's got to shine, right?
Yeah, but still, that's still pretty impressive.
That
It is.
Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you drop a phone from here, it could break right here.
Somebody,
Right on the rug.
somebody get video of that for Samsung so they can put that in their advertising.
yeah.
It's a great commercial.
Uh-huh. And then a graduation trip for some Florida teens turned out to be a really scary ordeal when parents suspected the charter bus driver, his name was Keith Shiflett, was impaired as he was running red lights and refused to stop, which prompted frantic 911 calls. And they said in a daring intervention by one of the parents as the bus is barreling down the road with 30 students on board, terrified chaperones like Rose Singleton recalls screaming in terror, fearing that the bus was going to flip. She said that if he didn't hit the brakes, she thought that thing was just going to barrel down the road. So as the vehicle continued greeting passengers, Giselle and Freddie Diaz made the split-second decision to race ahead and force the bus to stop. They say though the incident put a damper on a year's worth of fundraising efforts for this trip, the group ultimately did make it to their destination at Daytona Lagoon. They say as for Shiflett, he now faces charges including DUI and child endangerment. So yeah, those two took their car because they were following them. That's chaperones, right? They weren't on the charter. Took their car and basically had to cut him off.
It's terrible.
And they could, definitely could have risked his lives. He could have just slammed right into him. But yeah, very scary situation. Then next up in your What the Florida, we have a Florida woman arrested for cinnamon bun battery. cinnamon roll battery. Yeah. Now, we hear it all the time where people get arrested for using food as a weapon. But sometimes you got to be like, really? Are we really going to press charges here?
But I never do that
So
with food.
Anne-Marie Luna was arrested and charged with misdemeanor battery after this happened at St. Vincent de Paul Cares. It is a food kitchen over there, and they said, a soup kitchen, according to the arrest report, that she threw a cinnamon roll at the back of a man's head. They said near the base of the neck. The woman admitted to the police that, yes, she did throw the pastry.
What a waste. Cinnamon rolls are great.
I know. She admitted she did. She threw the pastry, and it was captured on security footage. The guy did not suffer any injuries because it's a cinnamon roll, but still wanted.
Oh, my neck.
But still said he wished to press charges, and that's why she got arrested. That's why I'm like, I understand, like, you should be violent, but come on. There's a point where it's just like, it's just a cinnamon roll.
Yeah, well, that's a grudge, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hear stories all the
Pressing
time.
charges, so she gets arrested and had to post bond.
That sucks.
Yeah. I mean, we do maybe something hot, boiling hot, or something heavy, a can, whatever, but a cinnamon roll, that's like a cloud hitting the back of your neck. And then finally here.
A delicious cloud.
A delicious cloud, yes.
It's perfect.
Uh-huh. So a Florida man was on Thursday night's episode of Wheel of Fortune, and right off the bat, made an incorrect guess that left everyone in the studio and probably everyone at home going, did he just say that? So I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I will tell you that it was really funny. And Jimmy, you actually have the audio for it, don't you?
I do.
I love it.
Tavares, right in the butt? No.
Right in the butt.
Blake.
This is the best.
Yeah, that's
This
The
is
correct
the best.
answer is this is the best. And Tavares Williams of Port St. Lucie.
All right. At a B.
I didn't know that part. but
Tavares Williams.
I saw the video on
Yeah.
social media. I
Yep.
didn't realize it was in Florida.
Tavares Williams, and like I said, we can claim him.
Nice.
Of Port St. Lucie, when he guessed the phrase. So you have a few letters available, the IGE. The last letter, you got to B, I mean, the word, you got a B in the beginning and a T at the end. So he guessed right in the butt. I can't handle it.
Tavares, right in the butt?
I already think that's the right answer.
And then one of the other contestants, oh my God.
Yeah. This is the best was the correct answer, Tavares. But yes, made some
He took a shot.
pretty fun video. Yeah.
He took a shot, Jimmy Ryan. I mean, come on.
What do they call that? Like the speed round where they have it up there and then they just reveal letters
Yeah, I think so.
as it goes along, and you have
They
to,
call it a
like
toss-up puzzle.
Okay,
That's what
it.
that's the correct term for it is a toss-up puzzle. Yeah, and that is your with the Florida. I'll put that up for you if you haven't seen it yet.
It was pretty funny. It really was.
To see if he's available Sunday. We'll
Yes, we got to interview him. We need Tavares if you're listening. Can we talk to you?
That's right. Jimmy wants to invite you over. You can come over to Port St. Lucie.
and you won't have to do any butt stuff.
Oh, great. He might not come over now. It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday. If you guys did something this weekend that was unique, and what do you like doing on your day off? What is your favorite thing to do? Maybe it's a barbecue. Maybe it's hanging by the pool. A lot of guys could be golf, hang with your friends, hang with your loved ones. Just let us know. What is your one thing that you're like, man, I have to do this every time? Go to a casino, go to a track, stuff like that. Let us know. Tom Brady went on social media yesterday and was speaking about his new career. So it does look like all the rumors have stopped that he might come back. He said he's very excited about the upcoming season, hopes to give the fans what they want, and he's going to be as real as he is. So we'll see. Brady getting $35 million a year. His first game is going to be week 1, the Browns and the Dallas Cowboys. I wonder if he's going to do any preseason games that were – I would think he would do a couple preseason. That you might hear live to warm up.
Anything that's Scott Fox, right?
Yeah.
Whatever their number one game is for the week, you would think.
I would think so. I would think he would do a preseason game or something like that. But, people are interested to hear what he has to say and how he sounds and the comments that he makes. But we'll see what happens. But I guess now it looks like it is definitely official. Tom's not coming back. But you never know. Anything could happen at the last minute where he decides, like, you know what? Maybe I will come back. But it's been big news for such a long time, and I think people are just like, man, what are we doing? Franny, we hear a lot about weight loss. Seems like everybody's on something. And
They're very popular.
Yes, it is very popular, and many reasons. Some people say, hey, because we don't have to do anything, stop going to gym. You know what? I don't have to watch what I eat. All different things like that. But what are some of the mistakes that people are making and not really realizing?
So we do, because it's not the first we've talked about this trendy weight loss drug like Wegovy, Ozempic. These are the GLP-1 drugs out there. In fact, they say, a lot of people are trying these drugs. About 1.7% of Americans were prescribed one of these medications last year. And they're making a major mistake after dropping some weight when it comes to this. So they say that there's new research. Blue Cross Blue Shield Association found that many weight loss drug users stop taking them too soon. Oh, okay. A lot of them aren't staying on their prescribed treatments for a minimum of 12 weeks as they should. And according to the report, more than 30% of the patients that are on it quit after just 4 weeks.
Wow.
So they said it's people 18 to 34, they're more likely to drop out of treatment sooner, as are those, they say, as are those in underserved health areas. But they're like, so why are they quitting early? And they say because they're seeing results. Well, the medication works and people start losing weight, then they decide they don't need it anymore. So it's not them going, it's not working. I don't want to do this. They're like, I'm good after 4 weeks of treatment. Right. They don't need to go the whole prolonged. That's what they're saying. But studies do show that those who quit that early, instead of the recommended, what they say 12 weeks or whatever your doctor say, actually tend to regain 2/3 of the weight they lost on the meds. And they say, cost can also be an issue sometimes with these people, as new research finds out. But they say, find those who pay less than $60 a month for it are significantly more likely to stay on the drug. Yeah, I get it. Is it available for $60? I mean, maybe if your insurance.
Well, and that's the thing. At least with Ozempic, I can speak on it because Carla just got on it. And if it's prescribed to you for diabetes, it's covered under health insurance.
Okay.
If you're doing it just for weight loss, because that's not what the intention of the drug is, then you have to pay for it out of pocket. And that's where it's very, very pricey.
Bucks,
it's like, it's like $900 a month or something like that.
You're right.
So since it's so expensive, I think if people are only getting it for weight loss and have to pay for it out of pocket, well, then that kind of explains why they're like, well, I lost weight. All right, let me stop buying it because it's so expensive.
Yeah, and that's it because they said the national monthly average is over $1,000. Like you said, 900.
Right.
They said still the study, the author of the study stresses that it's critical for people to take the drug long enough to achieve clinical success. And that's why it's done for a reason. And to me, I look at that as mainly people who really need it and also may have diabetes and stuff. But that's something that you may have to be on until you lose all that weight. But the fact that they stress, so I feel like the people who are on it are probably just getting it from a doctor who doesn't care and is just, or whatever medical provider that's just trying to make money off of that.
Could be. I don't know if they get a kickback for the weight loss side of it.
Well, because I feel like that 4 weeks, if you truly are obese or overweight and need to lose weight, I feel like you wouldn't have that's too short of a time to get all that weight off. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's somebody who's like, I just want to lose 15 pounds. They lose the 15 pounds, which you shouldn't get that drug if that's all you want to lose.
Of course, but that's part of the whole problem. We've talked about that where, people are just getting subscribed. They don't really need it. I got a couple of friends, 10 pounds. They said they want to lose and they went on it.
The right doctor won't do that.
Okay, well, they got it.
No, I know, but I'm saying a good doctor won't do that. They'll look at you and be like, you don't need. You just go to the gym, eat healthy.
Right.
Give yourself a couple months.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's places that, like everything else, they get it. And I think sometimes every drug handles everybody different. You may lose, like, say, in a month, 8 pounds. Somebody else might lose 13. You might be like, ooh, this is too much. Because you look at yourself in the mirror and you can see a big difference and be like, I don't like what I see.
It's pretty, the one thing I will say, Ozempic's pretty quick. It starts working right away, but that's just the effects of what the drug does for the diabetes. Like, her blood sugar is right where it's supposed to be, and it happened quick.
Wow.
That's great.
But it's something with diabetes, you have to keep taking it. You don't get off of it. Once you're on, unless they come up with another drug that'll help maintain that, the blood sugar, other than insulin, which you could still do the insulin side of it. But again, it's, different. It's different type of injections that you have to go through and everything. So, it's not for everybody. And this one is working. So, yeah, it can have very quick results. And I think that's why people see that. And then they're like, well, I don't need it anymore. Again, if you're just doing it for weight loss.
I bet you there's more people on there than are not that, really don't need it. And just like you said, just the weight loss.
Yeah.
Because that's what's made it so big. And obviously Hollywood joined in, and everybody that you see, all these big stars, they're talking about it, and Instagram or different things like that, and they see pictures and people are like, wow. And a lot of people don't like to go to a gym or work out or, just watch. They're like, all right, I don't care.
Even if you want to give them the benefit of the doubt where people don't have time or something like that, it's still not the right solution where if you just want temporary results like 5 or 10 pounds or 10, 15 pounds like you're saying, it's not really what it's intended for. You're absolutely right.
And the other thing, though, is, say, I don't know, you're $190 and you want to lose 10 pounds. You might take off 10 pounds and you see yourself, that's a lot. Somebody who's 240, obviously, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The amount of weight that you have and what you lose is going to definitely your thought process in your mind.
But it's like everything else. It's like almost any other weight loss product that's out there. Once you stop using it, you're going to put it right back on. Unless you maintain some other form of change in your dietary process. From what I understand, Ozempic basically takes away your appetite. And that's basically how it works, right? And it's not for the diabetes side, but for the weight loss side of it. So if that's the particular case, once you stop, your appetite's going to come back. You're going to go, if you're not eating the same, then you're going to put the weight right back on.
And
so
that's what they're
almost
saying.
Seems pointless.
It is. And that's the thing. And it's just specifically when they were looking at people who quit at that like 4-week mark or whatever it was. But they said the minimum for these treatments is supposed to be 12 weeks minimum.
Right.
So you're cutting it.
So those people that are, and I wonder if it's because of the chemistry, what's going on with your body with it or whatever, that those people who do quit early because they're like, oh, I've lost enough, are regaining 2/3 of that weight back.
Sure.
Right away.
Or like you said, the money. You might be like,
well,
I'll try in 1 month, $900. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, if you want to put that money out because you want to get into a dress for your class reunion or a wedding or something like that, right? And some people are using it for a quick way to lose weight. But it's like any other quick weight loss product that's out there.
Yep. But you give it that 12 weeks, maybe not only you're not getting as hungry, maybe your stomach shrinks a bit because you're not eating as much, but hopefully you're also training yourself to eat smaller portions because you're giving yourself a longer amount, like that 12-week minimum to actually learn to eat not as much as you were before.
And better.
Yeah.
You know, it's not only
as
what you eat, but it's, eating better foods that won't, even when you get off of that product, you're not going to put a lot of weight back on. And then, if you can get into some sort of an exercise routine, that all helps, of course.
I think there's many things that you could do with it to, make it better and more healthy. But I think the people I know are very lazy and just like see something coming, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
This is it. It's quick.
The latest fad.
Of course.
The weight loss fad. I mean, we've seen it time and time and time and
But
time
this,
again.
to me, in a long time, has been one of the more successful ones as far as the majority of people losing weight on it.
Not as many side effects that are negative. I think that's the one thing that I've noticed that's different with this than some of the other ones is how you don't have to worry about other things, whether it hurts your liver or something,
or like,
some of those things.
Do you remember which was the one that was like it was making people like crap their pants? I'm not trying to be gross, but there was one out there that was around for a while and like they couldn't hold their bowel movement. I was that is a terrible side effect.
Yeah, really bad side effects. Yeah. Whether it's something like that where it's, just more cosmetic or versus
Ally or something. I can't remember. Something like that. But yeah, that was one of those where people were just like, oh, this is a really bad side effect.
This is the first one I can remember with people that I know that I've seen a big difference. A couple too much, in my opinion, very drawn, like in the face, but they've been on it for a while and lost a lot of weight. To me, 30 pounds, 25 pounds, 40 pounds. And they weren't huge, you know what I mean? So if they were, maybe they're, I don't know.
Did those people that if you know this or not, I mean, did they do it for the weight loss or did they do it because they're diabetic?
Weight loss, all of them.
Okay.
Every single one.
Right, okay.
Every single, and I don't know like who's covered or not, but I can think of 5-6 guys that I know that have been a significant difference. Last week when I went to that opening in that new cigar bar, and they were all, that's what I'm doing, that's what I'm taking. But 1 or 2 of them I thought looked very drawn in the jaw and the neck area and everything like that. But almost to the point where they, you thought when I first saw them that God forbid something was wrong with them. You know what I mean? Like they were sick or something because there was a big difference. But, people enjoy it. And like you said, but everybody for the weight loss, without a doubt. And like I said, and Franny's right, I agree. It's the one thing you heard from everybody that has it seems like it also has great success for many people. Certain things for certain people, like, hey, what, this is working on me, but it's not working this one. This seems like it works for a high percentage.
Very high, yeah. From what I understand, I mean, it's like 90s.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it definitely is high. And like I said, most people, not all, but most people don't like to go to gym or work out or watch what they eat. It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday. Today at 11:45, we had tickets to Korn. We're going to give you that opportunity so you can go see another great concert on our dime. We always appreciate you guys tuning in and listening. Every day at 11:45, we have a prize for you to say, hey, thanks for listening to Real Radio. Spread the noise. Tell everybody to listen to it. It is Real Talk for the Palm Beaches and wherever you want, wherever you are. You can bring us anywhere with the iHeart app. It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday. Don't forget, this weekend, Monroe's had their big tournament. That's right, feature tournament, and beautiful ladies were there. That's not stopping now. The beautiful ladies are still there 7 days a week with the 5-star menu and open till 5 a.m. It is the Penthouse with Francis, Jimmy, and myself. Jimmy, you have time for a call?
Yeah. Actually, we do.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a couple minutes left here. We can get our good friend Pops is on the line. He's checking in with us. Hey, Pops, what's going on, buddy? How's your weekend?
What's going on, guys? Weekend was fine. Nothing big. Cooked a pork shoulder for a buddy of mine and just laid around the house and did nothing and watched the races on TV and enjoyed it.
Cool. Sounds good. How you feeling?
Oh, I feel great.
Good.
Oh, I feel like $1 million. The arm's doing excellent. I mean, I went to the doctor about 2 weeks ago, and he says, "What did you have? Your surgery about 8 weeks ago." I said, "Doc, it's only been like 5 weeks."
Oh, wow.
He says, "You're kidding." I said, "No." He says, "Well, shoot." He says, "You're making such good progress. I don't need to see you again until July."
Wow.
Excellent.
That's awesome. That's great news, Pop.
Good range of motion with it and everything.
I've got total range of motion.
I love
There's
that.
no hesitations whatsoever.
Great. That's awesome.
I ordered my off-road permit for Hatteras Island and Ocracoke Island last week, so I should be getting that in a few days. That way I can go legally drive on the beach. I got the Jeep ready. Rods are on board. Pop-ups on board. Everything's on board. I'm ready to go.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Now, can you tell by looking at the sand whether or not it's, because some sand is drivable and some isn't, right?
Yeah, well, the one thing down at like in Hatteras, if you see some really dark brown sand, you want to try to avoid that because that's a moist sand.
Okay.
So you'll have a hard time bogging. But most of the time you can tell. I mean, it's just like going to the beach. You know how you walk on the beach and you see it's all fluffed up? That could slow you, but it's not going to stop you.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then we got parts of our beach that is just as hard as Daytona Beach.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, so it varies. It varies on where you go. You look at where other trucks have driven. You could tell pretty much what you're getting ready to get into.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of videos of these guys with four-wheelers and, they 4x4s and they try to go out and even they get stuck. And then you got another 4x4. He comes out to try to tow them off and then he gets stuck. And before you know it, you got 3 or 4 trucks stuck.
Oh, yeah. We get these idiots that come from up north down here and they don't realize that you might be able to get out at low tide, but you're not going to be able to get back in when the tide comes in. And they end up
time to go.
Yeah, and they end up getting stuck in the ocean, swallowing their vehicle up. I've seen people in the Outer Banks that brought camper trailers down on the beach and end up their truck and camper are in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yep, there we go.
That's not a good thing.
Oceanfront camping.
Yeah, oceanfront camping. I mean, but really, come on, people. I've seen people in small sports cars try to go out on the beach.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
People are just stupid. That's what pisses me off so much.
Yeah, ain't wrong.
Stupid people.
Don't let them aggravate you, Pop. You enjoy, get your rest. I'm glad your shoulder's back, and just enjoy life.
I am. I'm enjoying every day of my life. Enjoying every day of it.
All right, buddy. That's what we want to hear.
Love it, buddy.
What we do. I love you guys. I'm glad y'all had a great weekend. It's great to hear y'all back on the radio.
Yes, us too. We appreciate
Bye,
you
Pops.
and that you're feeling good. Keep in touch with us, all right, buddy?
I will. Take it easy, guys.
All right,
Pops.
It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday. We'll be back in a few minutes. Don't forget, you got a trifecta, and you got some corn tickets coming at you. Peace.
Hi, everyone. I'm Doug Plagans, radio voice of your Florida Panthers. The Panthers host the New York Rangers tonight at 8 Eastern at Amerant Bank Arena in Sunrise for Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Final. The New York Rangers lead the best-of-7 series 2-1. Catch all the action live, beginning with Panthers preview at 7:30, right here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
A decent drive along your expressways this morning. 95 and the Turnpike are flowing freely and accident-free. We do have road work here, Lakeview Avenue westbound at Flagler Drive that'll be blocking your left lane. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseau.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Order a biggie bag at Wendy's today. When you think of your go-to meal, what do you think of? Because if it's not the Wendy's biggie bag with your choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich plus 4-piece nugs, junior fries, and a small soft drink, Wendy's biggie bag hits every time. So stop by and grab your ride or die meal. U.S. price and participation may vary.
Hey, it's Franny, and are you ready to turn your used car into cash? Look no further than GimmeTheVin.com. Selling your car has never been simpler. Just fill out their free online form, and within 60 seconds, you'll receive a fair cash offer for your vehicle. At GimmeTheVin.com, they'll beat your CarMax offer or give you a check for $100. And they have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. So get an instant cash offer for your used car right now at GimmeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com.
Duffy's Sports Grill is the place to catch all your favorite sports action. Duffy's is voted the best year over year with their award-winning certified Angus beef burgers, barbecue baby back ribs, and 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. Plus, with over 80 TVs, you'll never miss a minute of the action. So grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's to cheer on your favorite team. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. And remember,
at Duffy's, our game is always on.
Up to a 30% upfront bonus and 12% per year guaranteed growth for retirement. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and these are the highest guarantees with annuities I have seen in my life. When interest rates are this high, there are silver linings, and annuity guarantees are one of them. Up to a 30% bonus upfront for retirement income. On $100,000, that's up to $42,000 guaranteed in the first year, and it's because of the economy and its high interest rates. Don't let anyone, especially another financial advisor, tell you it's not true. Up to 30% upfront just for opening an account and up to 12% per year guaranteed income growth. This won't last forever. Get up to 30% upfront and 12% guaranteed growth for income today.
Call 561-390-1000. That's 561-390-1000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. DBA in Florida as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Hey, it's a Greek, and the summer is here, and it's always hot at Monroe 7 days a week with beautiful girls. And Friday night, it is Fantasy Fridays. Make sure you step in the door for a beautiful night of fantasy, beautiful ladies, a 5-star menu, and it's open at 5 a.m. It's Monroe's of Palm Beach, where it's hot every single day. Stop in today and have a good time with a beautiful lady, or enjoy UFC or a game. It's all on the Monroe's in one roof. Fantasy Fridays. They will make your fantasies be a reality. Peace.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or e-gift card. Download the free Upside app now and use promo code GIFT for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. That's promo code GIFT.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, summer is our season. And we're kicking it off with a free 12-ounce Island Punch smoothie for National Flip-Flop Day. Grab your flip-flops and head to your local cafe on May 29th from 2 to 7 p.m. Terms and conditions apply.
A Gain Scent Bead story. Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said, "Maraca, senor," but his nose said, "Hey, freshest scent ever." Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring a bottle of Gain Scent Beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, "Sir, your scent Maraca smell amazing." Actually, Jim, most noses call them Gain Scent Beads. Try Gain Scent Beads. Way fresher than detergent alone.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and Clear Skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything.
Nothing is
Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. And visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell the story of legendary gunfighter Bat Masterson. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
For more information about contests on this station, visit realradio921.com/rules.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Progressive Insurance.
When a star player fails to deliver in the team's most important series of the season, elite bench play can only get you so far. That's the problem with the Timberwolves. Karl Anthony Towns has been terrible. 3 of 22 from three-point range, has averaged just 15 points per game, hasn't had a single block shot in the Western Conference Finals. The only thing preventing them from a trip to the finals is probably the very player who helped get them here in the first place. I'm Dan Patrick.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
The free iHeart app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Real Fun Beach Radio. Real Fun Beach Radio is commercial-free all summer and gives you that toes in the sand beach music vibe 24/7. I'm picking up good vibrations. Sweet home Alabama all summer long. Just open the free iHeart app, search Real Fun Beach Radio, and start listening. iHeart Radio. Free never sounded so good.
Greek Trifecta is sponsored by Jason Weiser, attorney at law.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is The Penthouse on a Tuesday. Thanks for always tuning in. A few minutes, you're going to have an opportunity to win tickets to Korn. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
And Francis is here.
Hey, what is uppers?
And it is time for a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
All right, over the weekend, Mike Tyson was in the area. Then he was flying back to L.A., and he had a little bit of a health scare. But they are saying he is fine. It is not going to affect the fight that he's supposed to fight with Paul on July 20th. We'll see what happens to this. Hopefully Mike's okay. They seemed like everything was okay once he landed. But they were looking for a doctor on board, asking anybody on the flight if there was a doctor that could help us. They say he's okay now. Again, you got to remember Mike Tyson's 58. Fighting, a lot of people feel like he just shouldn't be doing this and getting back in the ring with somebody 27 years old.
Yeah, they said that he was nauseous and dizzy on it because he had an ulcer flare-up. So that was the issue that was going on with him.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. It seems like he is. But whether or not this, a lot of people keep talking about it more and more. He's too old to be fighting somebody 27 years old. I don't think it'll stop. And again, it's a huge payday for Tyson. So I think the money's there. And if he feels good enough, he will be there. Panthers tonight are playing the Rangers Game 4. This is a first time in a while, big do or die for the Panthers in the playoffs. Eastern Conference, they lose tonight. They're going to be down 3-1. That's tough to come back 3-1 in any sport on a series. Rangers won the other night 5-4. Unbelievable game on Sunday, overtime. These teams are very close, and it's going to be a very good game, but you can hear it on Real Radio. Panthers have to win tonight. Bill Walton passed away, NBA Hall of Famer, two-time champion with the Boston Celtics, Portland Trail Blazers. Some people said one of the best college basketball players ever. Had 2 championships with UCLA and 2 undefeated seasons at 30-0. Was a huge fan of Grateful Dead and just a unique guy with a great personality and just a great outlook on life. Every day he just said, I'm the luckiest person to be alive. And if you follow him, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you can look up some of his sayings. He had some crazy stuff like John Madden, but he was a really good guy, and he seemed to just love everybody. And he asked about everybody's family, and people would say not only did he ask about the family, but he knew their names, who there was, the kids, the wife, and just was concerned for everybody. And he said in a quote one time, every day I wake up, I want to know how I make the world better for everybody in my life, which is a really nice thing. 71 years old. He passed away over the weekend. Boston Celtics beat Indiana Pacers. That series is over. Boston's going to the NBA Finals for the 24th time. And tonight you got Dallas taking on Minnesota. Dallas is up 3-0 on that series, and we'll see what happens if Dallas can pull up a W. Kyrie Irving going back to Boston. That'll be very good. I think if it is Dallas, this series will have some good ratings for the NBA. And that is your trifecta, sponsored by Pep Capital. Peace.
Boy, the Celtics made quick work of that series, huh?
Well, they did all three, Jimmy. They won 4-1, 4-1, and 4-0. The thing with all three series for the Celtics, and people are saying we'll see if it happens when they play Dallas, is when they played the Heat, Butler and Rozier were out. When they played Cleveland, Mitchell was out. Last night, the last two games, the Indiana Pacers starting guard, who's their star of the team, he's been out. So we'll see. Boston also had an injury with their star, but, you know, they've been the best team all season. But I think them and Dallas will be a very good series for the NBA. You got a couple, obviously, you got Luka and Kyrie Irving on the Dallas side. So it should bring in some ratings. And that is your trifecta on a Tuesday. So
did either of you know that Uber has a shuttle service?
No.
I did read that for like going to doctor's offices and stuff.
Well, apparently it's a little bit more for multiple passengers, right? When I say shuttle service, I'm talking about. Anyway, here I'll just get into it, and then you'll see what I'm talking about, because I didn't realize that they did this, and apparently Lyft does too. Uber Technologies is introducing a shuttle service to the U.S. with widening and delivery service to Costco as part of a series of initiatives to help attract people that are, watching their budget. The new service will allow Uber shuttle users to reserve up to 5 seats in advance on buses operating in high traffic areas like airports, concerts, and sporting events. So, it's actual shuttles is what it's talking about. And that's why I say the shuttle service, right? Uber will partner with local fleet operators for the service, which will use vehicles with a capacity of 14 to 55 seats. So it depends on what's in the area, right? If you have those shuttle type buses that like hotels use to go to airports, and airport shuttles, that type of thing, right? The company said it will also allow users to schedule shared rides and announce a student discount on its Uber One membership. So it's trying to get that demo of people where you got multiple that can share it. On the food delivery front, it said it will offer Costco members in the U.S. ordering through Uber Eats additional discounts on their orders, and matter of fact, up to like 20% off. So it's even just from a price saving standpoint too. In recent months, Lyft has intensified competition with Uber, eliminating surge pricing, which is something that we haven't heard. At least I haven't heard that they've been doing it, but they're getting rid of the surge pricing. And
I've made my switch. I was Uber for a long time, and I don't know the last time. Normally, if I do rideshare, it's been Lyft lately.
Is it really? Mm-hmm. And did you know that they did that? That they got rid of their surge pricing?
And that might be why, because I did notice a price difference.
Excellent. Well, that'll do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they eliminated the surge pricing amid a resurgence of ride share demand driven by employees returning to the office and holiday travel, apparently. So both companies claim rideshare prices have not increased over the past couple of years. And as Franny just noted, she's seen a decrease, and that's probably because they've eliminated the surge pricing. I thought that was even more interesting than the other parts of it, too. But the fact that they're coming up with a shuttle service is just not something that I heard of. Maybe that'll help expand, ride shares to.
They do everything. Everything these days. Uber does. I'm on my app right now, and you can what would you like help with? Besides that, you can even rent cars. So you can rent somebody else's car. I know that there's another app for that, but now Uber also offers that. They also what would you like help with? Furniture assembly at $50 an hour. You have to pay them to help if you need somebody to help you put furniture together. They do packing or unpacking, lawn maintenance, garden maintenance, lawn mowing, yard cleanup. They have hourly wages for people who will go to your house, almost like TaskRabbit was, right? Years ago, and do stuff like that. But yeah, you can rent cars. I mean, when you're on the app, there's so many things. Because we talked about how they would do package delivery, right? If you needed something sent over to UPS or FedEx, they would come pick up your packages. Yeah. But now it's almost everything that you can do on this thing. It's crazy.
So when you're sharing a ride, you're getting a discount?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
All right. That's good.
I guess that's the idea. If you have a couple people that you know that are going to go to the airport around the same time, you can get together as a group and get one of these shuttle type services. Heck, that's great. Or you get a group of elderly people that need to go to Costco together, right, and that type of thing, where they don't have a car and makes it easier to get around. It's amazing what they're doing.
It really is.
Yeah. Well, speaking of things that are amazing, we have a pair of tickets to see Korn Saturday, September 14th at I Think Financial Amphitheater, and we want to set you up with those tickets. Give us a call right now, 877-927-6969, 877-927-6969. You want to go see Korn? We have a pair of tickets for you. Saturday, September 14th at I Think Financial Amphitheater. We're going to play He Said, She Said. I'm going to read you a quote, and you just have to guess who said it. Greek, Franny, or myself, Jimmy. If you guess correctly, we'll send you to go see Korn. I see the phone lines are blowing up. I'm going to get some people lined up, and we'll get going in a minute.
Thank you, Jimmy. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. Do not forget tonight, if you're out and about and you want to listen to the Panthers, you can listen to them on Real Radio. We are the home of the Panthers. For the playoffs, we're excited. It's a big game tonight. Game 4 against the Rangers. We need to win this game. So we need all the Panther fans sending out that positive vibes to boo the Rangers because we want the series to be 2-2. Down 3-1, it is so difficult to come back in any series, and the odds are stacked against you. So hopefully Panthers get a win tonight, and then we're 2-2. We go back up to the Garden. But you listen to it always on Real Radio. Don't forget that. We are the home of the Panthers. Monroe's this weekend had their big tournament, but that doesn't stop the girls. There are still girls there every night, beautiful ladies to make you have a great time. You talk about the Panthers and the Rangers. What a better place to go to Monroe's tonight. Have a good time and a 5-star menu. They're open till 5 o'clock. So after the Panthers, let's say, win, you can celebrate with a beautiful lady and have a great time at Monroe's of Palm Beach. Open to 5 a.m. You will love the vibe. And also UFC. They have all the UFC fights and all sporting events on their televisions. But tonight, it's the Panthers and Rangers. Go over to Monroe's and have a good time. 877-927-6969. Up for grabs right now are tickets to Korn. That's right. If you're a big fan of Korn, we're going to give it to you right now, your chance to win. You got to know the Penthouse. I mean, again, you got to know some things. We're not going to just hand it to you, but you got to be a little bit on your mind of the Penthouse, and maybe you'll have a chance to win.
So we have a text at 47142. Maybe you can answer this one quickly. So I guess a lot of stuff happened on Locker Room on Saturday that I missed, besides your story about you dipping out after paying $50 for gas. They said, Franny, ask Greek who got into a fight with the vending machine over a cinnamon roll on the Locker Room on Saturday.
Joe.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe gets very angry with the vending machines because they usually don't work. He doesn't understand how we have two in the building that are different prices. Mm-hmm. You can get upset with the vending machines.
Well, especially, if your food gets stuck, that's not cool.
And it was very, very old. It was like from 2017.
So when he got it out, he was like, this is gross.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah. It was pretty bad. But again, all in all, it was a great day.
Sounds like it.
It was a good day. Lost some money, had some fun, and the locker room was always good. Jimmy, are we ready?
We are ready. We're starting today's contest with Jared. Jared, welcome to the Penthouse. How are you doing today, buddy?
Doing great.
Good.
Excellent.
How was your weekend?
Oh, man, awesome. Barbecued up some pork and chicken wings. Had a really good time.
Oh, that's awesome. Are you a big fan of Korn?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's see if we can get you set up with a pair of tickets to go see them in September. Jared, I'm going to read you a quote. All you got to do is tell us. Did Greek say it, did Franny say it, or did I, Jimmy, say it? If you guess correctly, I'm going to play the audio to prove it, and we'll set you up with those tickets. Okay, bud?
Sure.
All right, here is your quote. Don't leave your balls where I can find them. Don't leave your balls where I can find them. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I, Jimmy, say that?
I'm going to go with Franny.
And I'm going to go with, that is 100% correct. And it sounded like this.
Don't leave your balls where I can find them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's.
We wouldn't say that.
Nah. Yeah, of course not. We would never say something like that. That's all, Franny. All right. Great job, Jared. If you would, hang tight for a couple minutes. When we go to break, I'm going to get back on the line with you off air, and we'll get you set up with those tickets. Okay, buddy?
You guys are awesome. Love you. Thank you.
All right.
Congrats.
Nice job.
Thank you.
There you go. Right there. Jared's our big winner.
Love it.
And circle that. We're going to take care of him on a break.
All right. And we got Stained, Breaking Benjamin tomorrow. That's what we're going to be giving away at 11:45. And then you're like, dang it, I really wanted Korn. Well, don't you fret, because Thursday we will be back giving away a pair of tickets to go see Korn.
That's your opportunity every day at 11:45. That never changes from us to you for listening to Real Radio. We do appreciate it. Jimmy, thanks for your help. As always, great job.
Sure thing. Thank you.
Hey, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was going to get into some stuff because there are lots of family members who work with each other. And this is specifically celebrities. Now, would you put your family on your payroll?
Yes, if they wanted to be.
Would you put them on your payroll? Because we hear sometimes, especially working together so closely, sometimes it can cause friction. Sometimes it can ruin relationships. That one's a tough one.
I would. Yeah, I think we could. I could find enough separation that it would work.
And a lot of these celebrities have. You know what? Because I've seen so many relationships get ruined, but I do believe that I have such a strong relationship with my mom and my sisters, I would be fine. Yeah. I think that maybe, like, with them specifically, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know, like, it's with Matt and I don't know if I could work with him. I don't know. But with but yeah, definitely I think my mom and my sisters, especially my mom, I don't think that they would ever screw me over. But there's a lot of celebrities who actually have family members on their payroll. And one of the biggest celebrities out there, Taylor Swift, her younger brother, his name is Austin Swift, manages her music licensing for films. So that's his specific job for films. Isn't that weird? Like, she was just like, all right, you can do this.
Right. Well, and that's what I was wondering when you asked that question. Like, does it have to be directly related to what you're doing, right? So if they're, it's like I'd be working at the same company, right?
Yes.
Are you in the same department together? Do you do anything that closely interacts with one another where if you don't have that, then maybe don't butt heads if there is any issues to come up, all right? And that seems like one of those situations where it wouldn't be as closely tied together to what Taylor does.
And some are. But like, they said, which is how Message in a Bottle ended up in DC League of Super Pets, and that was because of him.
Right.
There's so many things for celebrities. Somebody could just handle their travel. You know what I mean?
Travel arrangements.
And that's why just putting them on payroll, basically. Like, you're doing what you can.
You could have somebody handle their social media. You handle my social media. You handle my, my clothes, or when I go on stage and stuff like that. I mean, you handle the house. When I'm around, you take care of, whatever we have, servants, maids, pool guys. That's your job.
Property manager, basically.
Yeah, there's a lot of, and then you really wouldn't be that much interaction every single day.
Versus maybe on a smaller scale where you own a small boutique shop where, you work together both closely as far as just selling items in the shop or that type of thing where you'd have a more intimate relationship with one another inside the building. So that's where you got to kind of say it makes it easier when you're a big celebrity like that, right? And you have those other options.
Yeah, they say additionally her parents, Scott and Andrea Swift, they help run her 13 Management, which is her management company. Speaking of being close, but not all the time, Jillian Dempsey, who is Patrick Dempsey's wife, she's a makeup artist. And he's one of her clients. Okay. So she, for anything that they do, which is nice because you don't have to leave the house. Fix me. That would be so nice. We have Vivian Jolie Pitt, but of Angelina and Brad's daughters. She's 15, but she started being her assistant on the Broadway production of The Outsiders. Cool. So she's working side by side with her. Miley Cyrus's mom, Tish Cyrus, is her longtime, they call her co-manager. As we know, one of the most popular is probably Kris Jenner.
Of course.
Momager, they call her. So we're talking about celebrities who have their family members on payroll. Since 2001, Vin Diesel's sister, Samantha Vincent, has been the president of One Race Films, which is a production company that he founded. Then we have 2023. Well, we saw this, but they said that her daughter, Willow Hart, and if you ever seen any of the videos, they're really cute. Pink said that she gave her a job on her tour.
Oh, wow.
Yep. At 11. I think it's like you're just kind of hanging out, right?
Yeah, but still, it's trying to teach you some values.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing wrong with it.
Yep. We know on here, they bring up the Kardashians, but we know them. Heidi Klum's dad is the managing director of her company. So a lot of people give them management positions with their companies, production companies, management. We know Sharon Osbourne famously has been Ozzy's manager longer than she's been his wife. They said, what was it? Her father managed Black Sabbath. Then in 1979, Ozzy was kicked out of the band, and that's when Sharon took over as his manager and encouraged him to go solo.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
my buddy who owns that jet company, ETA Jets, he deals with a lot of family members for their booking of their flights. He doesn't deal with this. He has a lot of sports figures, but they don't. He goes, I don't deal with them. And he's mentioned to me, this one's brother, this one's dad, this one's mom handles it. The traveling and what they do and where they show up. And I think a lot of times, and I think like if you want to help your family and they want to be involved, especially whatever they're doing in their life, if you can work it out and they do a good job, I'd rather give money to family than a stranger.
And that's true, right? Like if I had like a bigger celebrity career like that would make sense. My sister does hair. She does great at makeup. Maybe put her on payroll. She has it. She's like easy coast around. My other sister, she does marketing and really, really great at social media. Like if you, so you find things that they're good at and then, and they can make money because instead of working for the man, they can work for me.
I think it would be great. I think everybody would want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're not every single day, like Jimmy said, like if it's a small place and you're right there with them all day, that's different. But when it's different things like that you need to have done when you're a celebrity or a big star and you're paying somebody anyway, you'd be like, you know what? Let me pay my family. As long as they want to get involved. I mean, that's it. I'd pay somebody in my family just to do my text messages. Here, respond to all these. I'll call you in 2 hours. There you go. And it helps. It helps them and it helps you, I think. Because obviously we hear stories. There could be problems. Baker Mayfield won last year. His father, $12 million. They happen there where it's really sad. But for the most part, I think you would want your family. Your family's going to give you the best shake with your job and with everything's going on in your career. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. What are your thoughts on this? If you were huge and you needed to hire some people, would you hire family members? And it could be even a cousin. Doesn't have to be immediate, somebody like that. Maybe somebody you knew. LeBron took the 5 kids that were on his high school team, and he gave them all jobs, and they still work with LeBron in some capacity. That's been like 20-something years. And he did that from Cleveland, and those kids are all together, and they all do different things for LeBron. But it worked out very, very well for them. It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday. We're going to come back with some fun facts and a lot more. Stay tuned. It is a Tuesday. Corn tickets every day, a prize for you guys. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
The bad news, the brain isn't all that great at hearing stuff and remembering it. The good news, you can watch us too. Like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Radio 92.1. Florida Panthers are on Real Radio. Our Florida Panthers have slashed their way through the NHL playoffs and into the Eastern Conference Final. It's the last round on the road to the Stanley Cup.
Hey, this is Stephen Lawrence for your Florida Panthers, and you are listening to Real Radio, your official FM home for Florida Panthers hockey.
The puck is dropping on an epic battle against the New York Rangers in the Eastern Conference Final.
Ball near side, Lilleberg, trying to poke it away from Chuck, leaves out front, backhand try, and they score! Carter Verhaeghe upstairs, and this one's over! The game winner!
Real Radio is your official home of Florida Panthers hockey. Catch every goal, every check, every fight, every face-off, and every victory. Not near a radio? No problem. You can stream Real Radio 92.1 anywhere on our absolutely free iHeartRadio app.
The Florida Panthers and the Eastern Conference Finals is brought to you by Precision Garage Door of South Florida. Just like the Florida Panthers, the team at Precision Garage Door of South Florida holds their installers and certified technicians to the highest standards in the industry. Join the winning team at Precision Garage Door of South Florida.
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
A decent drive along your expressways this morning. 95 and the Turnpike are flowing freely and accident-free. We do have roadwork here, Lakeview Avenue westbound at Flagler Drive that'll be blocking your left lane. That's traffic. I'm Ricky Rousseau.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered. Visit Progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Hey, it's the Greek for Jason Weiser, my attorney. Whether you were injured due to a car accident or a medical malpractice issue, a slip and fall, or any kind of injury due to a fault of another, their team can help you. Board-certified personal injury attorneys. They can help you determine the responsibility party and pursue the damages and justice you deserve. Contact them at 561-689-8180, 561-689-8180. No fees unless they win. Jason Weiser, my attorney for over 20 years.
Florida homeowners know hurricanes are a fact of life. Storm Smart will keep you protected with shutters, impact windows, and storm catcher screens because Smart is complete protection. Call 866-61-SMART today for your free in-home consultation.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Just dial pound law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan, America, and now the universe's largest injury law firm.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, it's Franny, and are you ready to turn your used car into cash? Look no further than GiveMeTheVIN.com. Selling your car has never been simpler. Just fill out their free online form, and within 60 seconds, you'll receive a fair cash offer for your vehicle. At GiveMeTheVIN.com, they'll beat your CarMax offer or give you a check for $100. And they have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. So get an instant cash offer for your used car right now at GiveMeTheVIN.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Okay, I'll admit, I'm probably not the first guy that comes to mind when you think of home decor. But just because I like my tool cabinet where the china cabinet ought to be, doesn't mean I don't know how to stage your house for the best resale price. You don't need to read shiny architecture magazines to know curb appeal is a powerful influence on the price of your house. And that dented, old lime green garage door is not saying much from the curb. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. A new garage door is the best return on home improvements when it comes time to sell your house. Better than a new bathroom or fancy kitchen reno. A new garage door will increase the price by thousands of dollars and put people in a buying mood the moment they arrive. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and make it nice. It's also good feng shui, whatever that is.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth. Call 561-390-1000. That's 561-390-1000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Mental Health Fitness combines core wellness skills like physical activity, diet, and sleep with core mental health skills, understanding and expressing feelings, coping with stress, and mindfulness. Because mental health is as important as physical health. The Child Mind Institute helps families practice mental health fitness with Healthy Minds, Thriving Kids videos and resources for pre-K through grade 12, and Positive Parenting, Thriving Kids for caregivers. Visit childmind.org for tools to help kids develop into strong, confident adults.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carr. We have another warm and humid day ahead. Mid-90s along the coastline, upper 90s inland. We see a higher chance for showers this afternoon. They'll build along the sea breeze boundary in the interior parts of our area. They'll push towards the coast throughout the second half of this afternoon and evening. Expect some spots of heavier downpours at times.
This report is sponsored by Verdict with Ted Cruz Podcast.
I'm Ben Ferguson. And I'm Ted Cruz. The latest on the Trump trial. What's going to happen? What does it all mean?
Michael Cohen lied and the judge is corrupt.
We break it all down.
Download Verdict with Ted Cruz wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Ben Ferguson.
And I'm Ted Cruz. The latest on the Trump trial. What's going to happen? What does it all mean?
Michael Cohen lied and the judge is corrupt.
We break it all down.
Download Verdict with Ted Cruz wherever you get your podcasts.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Tuesday. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you had a fantastic and safe Memorial Day weekend. This is Franny. Good afternoon to you, Jimmy.
Hello, and good afternoon.
And good afternoon, G-Man.
Good afternoon, Francis. Back over to you for some fun facts about...
It's Franny's Fun Facts. All right. Well, if you were listening from the get-go, you may have heard that today is National Hamburger Day. And if a hamburger isn't your preference and you like meat, it's also National Brisket Day.
Oh.
Hamburgers are just easier. They're easier to make than brisket.
This is true.
Yes, but brisket is quite delicious. So I have some facts you may not know about the hamburger. So here's a few. One, the name hamburger was derived from Hamburg steaks that were introduced to the United States by German immigrants. They say one of the largest hamburgers on record was 3,591 pounds. And this was made in North Dakota and consumed by 8,000 people.
Wow.
Jeez.
Oh, no, at least they fed a lot of people. That's a good thing.
We mentioned this last week, I believe. 1921, White Castle first opened, sold their burgers for 5 cents a piece. It is the oldest burger chain in America.
Is White Castle still the least inexpensive hamburger as far as food chains go?
It's also so small compared to other ones. I mean, they're sliders.
Well, if you're counting just a single individual burger, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, right.
Or compared to anybody else that sells a slider like that, right? Like
Crystal's is cheap too, though.
Yeah,
but I don't know which one's. I don't know which one's cheaper.
They're probably about the same, right?
Yeah.
Buck a burger type thing.
Probably. To avoid using German names, hamburger. Soldiers referred, we've talked about this before, as burgers during World War I as Liberty sandwiches. Yes. Because they wanted to avoid using German names at the time. Yep. 1968, first Big Mac that was introduced and sold for 49 cents. I have never heard this before, but there are some slang words for hamburger. If you have any, let me know, because these are new to me, including a grease spot and choked beef. Have you ever heard of that before?
Some low-hanging fruit there.
Have you ever heard of
right?
slang for
Choked
hamburger?
beef can mean a lot of different things in people's neighborhood.
Is there a slang word for hamburger that you can think of?
Patty?
Yeah, that could be one.
Like grease patty.
Grease patty? Yeah, that one, the grease spot was on there, but interesting. Yeah. I was like, that's fun. They said that there are reports that 14 billion burgers are consumed by Americans each year, which averages to about 3 burgers a week. It's a lot of burgers.
That is.
I have a girlfriend who probably eats one a day. And
One a day?
She showcases it. Yeah. Like she's like the burger queen. Like she like does stuff with social media, but that's
cool.
She even got a little cheeseburger tattoo on.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's like Krabby Patty, SpongeBob possessive.
Yep.
Or obsessed, I should say.
Let's see. Elvis Presley loved burgers and experimented using other ingredients on his hamburgers, such as bananas, peanuts, syrup, and eggs.
Well, eggs. That's
I've seen that before.
Eggs, yeah. No, eggs is very like the breakfast burger, hangover burger they call it with eggs on it.
Banana though.
Yeah. And syrup. I don't know what I think about that either. I don't know, but I guess
maple
syrup is good with sausage. So yeah, hey, why not?
I think that may not be terrible.
Terrible?
I'm just banana. I can't get over the banana.
I can't either. And the peanuts, I can't.
Yeah.
Maybe just for the crunch, I can't see it taking.
He loved bananas, though.
Yeah.
Bananas, peanut butter, that was his thing.
Wow, that must be it. Yeah.
Yep.
I can see that.
And then finally here, burgers around the world are served way different than those in America. Indian, where beef is banned, hamburgers are made from chicken and vegetables. Mexico, hamburgers are served with ham on top. And in Japan, hamburgers are bunless, except for McDonald's. We've seen that black bun.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that was a little bit of a
And
cultural.
It's different. I don't know if that was squid ink or what to make that bun black. I'm not sure. And there you go for your Hamburger Day fun facts.
Thank you, Francis. Great job. We do it once a show, and it's always something interesting.
Your friend that really loves hamburgers, is it homemade or fast food?
She goes to different restaurants, and she'll make her own too.
Right.
But she because like I said, a lot of it is social media based. That she goes and showcases and shows whatever. Yeah.
Oh, so it's okay. I get it.
But that's her shtick. Like some people do pizza, some people hers is trying burgers.
Okay, gotcha.
So this flight attendant was giving a little bit of message to guys. I know 2 flight attendants over the years, and I never did this. I never hit on anybody on a plane as far as a flight attendant, but I guess it's very, very common. The girls that I know said it constantly happened. And she gave him a couple tips, and here are some of the tips. And it makes sense. Do not ask them out while you're in the air. Just don't. She said it makes it very awkward the rest of the flight when they have to come over. She said, of course, we have to be nice to you, but people take it the wrong way. It always does happen. No jokes. You want to get in the Mile High Club. They've heard that a million times, and that's not going to work. But she said the best thing she thought would be when the flight is over, if you want to go up to them and maybe handle them your business card or your number and say, hey, if you're interested, maybe we can get together. But again, something I've never done, but I know a lot of people who have. I think your chances are probably pretty slim, but you never know. Maybe there is a connection. You feel something. But just like a bartender or a waitress, they're supposed to be nice to you. That's part of their job. And a lot of times guys don't realize it, but it is very, very common. Especially when they come over and, say hi to you. I mean, there's so many people right on top of you. That's got to be awkward, too, when you ask them out. You know what I'm saying? Because like if they say no or whatever, it's one of those things. So if you do that, pay attention. She's saying the best thing to do is at the end of the flight, hand them your connection or maybe your number or, you want to send something to them and whatever. Don't ask them for a number while you're in there. She said the guys do this stuff all the time, and it's not a good feeling for them. And it makes the flight very uncomfortable. So that's what I would suggest to you. And if you ever did it and it worked out or not, let us know. Call us, 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. You can text us at Real Radio 47142.
We got a couple texts at 47142. You just have to type in the words Real Radio in order for us to get the text messages talking about the weight loss drug, how popular it is. We have somebody that said that they just cut out all breads and sugars, and I've lost nearly 30 pounds in a month and a half.
That's great.
I've seen that other people do that. They'll get rid of the carbs.
Yep, bread and sugar. Yep, so good for you. And then we were talking about somebody thought it was Olestra, which could have been, but I mentioned Ally. And they said Ally is a strange weight loss drug. They said it stops the body from absorbing oils, which then are eventually expelled through the bowels. I said,
okay.
This is gross. Pretty much every fart was wet. They said you basically had to wear diapers to use this stuff. And I know.
That kind of reminds me of the other one that you were talking about.
Well, that was Ally. I eventually went Ally.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
but somebody's saying Olestra. They thought it might have been that. But, it's funny. It was popular for such a short amount of time, and they found out the side effect, and people were like, I don't want this anymore. But it's still available. I've seen it still. I've seen it even at Publix. I've seen it where you can find weight loss stuff and even at like the pharmacy. But, yep, still available. And then let's see here. We have Greek. I got a tip 2 Saturdays ago that the Braves under team total has only missed maybe once all season. I can confirm the Braves under team total has hit 7 of the last 9 games. So they want to let you know that. And then somebody else who has been to a McDonald's in Japan said that they have a really awesome seafood burger at the one in Japan. So that's how you can participate.
Can you imagine some of those different menu items that they have in like Japan or something where that culture is more like seafood based?
Yep.
And we obviously associate it differently.
To the note with the Braves, be careful going forward. They did lose yesterday to the Nationals, but their all-pro got hurt. He pulled his ACL, and he's out for the season. That's going to be a big blow for the Braves. No doubt about it. The kid's a stud. And he just came back a couple years ago. He missed the whole season, I think, when they won it in 2021. But he's out of the lineup. Taking a big batter out of the lineup is definitely going to affect their offense. But it's a great trend. Like I said, if you can find trends in anything in sports, run with them. There was a girl that I knew through somebody, and she had a 12-team parlay, Jimmy, at Hard Rock over the weekend, and doesn't know anything about baseball, and cashed out with 10 winners out of 12 and got a very nice hefty payday for a $20 bet. So it was
so it paid even though she didn't get all of them, huh?
Well, Hard Rock gives you the chance to opt out.
Okay. She did an early payout. Okay.
Yeah, I think she had 9 or 10, and they offered her a chance to opt out.
Okay, there you go.
And she did.
Smart move.
Yeah, but she won a lot of money for whatever. It was a very small bet. But again, it's a 10-team parlay, whatever. But
Sure.
I mean, like when you hear stories about people like at the track, they have a 10-cent bet, or you hear people win 10-team parlays. Yeah, if you win them all, yeah, you can win some serious money. I think she won like $3,900, which is unbelievable. And goes back to my point: you're better to be lucky than good.
Yeah, and I see it too. Our good friend Kyle, he sends me some snapshots of ones that he's actually won or lost by just a smidge, right? And he always it brings up that question like, would you rather lose by like 2 rebounds or like the game's over in the first quarter, type of a thing? And it always feels like it'd be better if you just, you lose by a mile than win by or lose by just a smidge, right? Because it just feels like it was right there. But either which way, it's still a losing ticket. Our buddy JJ, he sent me a screenshot. He had a $10 wager. It would have paid out $10,010 and it missed by a couple of assists and a couple of assists and rebounds.
Wow.
So, but he had 7 out of 10 that were green there. So, that's the thing, right?
It's just like a lottery ticket, and your odds are probably better than a lottery ticket because, they're so big out there. But like I said, this girl doesn't know anything about baseball, and she won. So, I mean, sometimes just zigzag, and you're in there, and you're ready to go. But you don't have to bet a lot of money to, make some decent money. I had a guy years ago say, if you're betting and you could win a week's take-home pay, that's a great week. And it really is when you think about it. So that could be your barometer where you say, well, you know what? I'm making more than I do weekly, so run with it. There's so many different combinations in sports betting today. So there's so many different things. And do not forget tonight about the Panthers and the Rangers. Game 4 tonight, down in our backyard. We need a win. This is probably I definitely on the Panthers, probably the most in the first 3 rounds. They got to get a W.
Yeah. This one counts a little bit more, I think, because normally they've been up or at least on the winning streak, so to see this is for them to be down. And again, I don't know if you noticed it the other night, but when they played down here at the Amaranth Bank Arena, I heard a lot of "Let's Go Rangers." So there's a lot of Rangers fans there, as we anticipated there would be with all the New Yorkers in our area.
My friends went, a lot of them, and they said they thought, roughly about a good 30% of Rangers.
30?
Fans. That's what's in their mind.
Huh? Wow.
Yeah, that's what they said. It wasn't like years ago, like with the Dolphins and Jets, they said, or Buffalo. These are guys that go at a time, but they said there was a good 30%. And that was a great game, a Sunday.
That's a lot to have, I think, in the opposing person's arena like that, and to have that many against the home crowd. I mean, I saw a lot of blue, jerseys there as well, but I don't know if I would have said 30%, but I believe it.
That was their guess.
Yeah,
I
believe
just said, when the Rangers won, there was a lot of yelling.
Yeah. Well, when you can hear the "Let's Go Rangers," and it was a semi-close game. I mean, it wasn't really a blowout. I think the most it was ever was 4-2. Right?
It was close. Yeah,
so
it was overtime too.
The Rangers got that shorthanded goal on a power play, and that put them up 4-2. And then that's when Carla got kind of half pissed and turned it off. That's it. So we switched over to I think the Indy 500 at that point, and then every now and then I had it on my computer. I was keeping an eye on what was going on. Then it went to 4-3. Then it tied up, and I was like, "Well, you better put the game back on." They tied it up. She goes, "No, I don't want to jinx them."
That is so unbelievable. Everybody thinks that too. Everybody.
Yep. And then when we went a little bit, and then I looked over and I said, "Let's see what the score is." And as soon as I said that, boom! I saw it was 5-4, and they had just scored. The Rangers had just scored to win it in overtime.
That sucks. 877-927-6969. That's the number to get involved. So Panthers standing against Rangers. Game 4 Whoever wins this series goes to the Stanley Cup. So we're hoping for the Panthers to get a W and another couple weeks of hockey in South Florida. Jimmy, who do we have on hold?
We got our buddy Riggs checking in with us. Hey, Riggs, what's going on, pal? How you doing?
What's up, homies? Hope you're doing good on a Tuesday.
Doing excellent, homie.
So far, so good, Riggs.
How was your weekend? Did you have a good, nice long weekend?
Yeah, my weekend was pretty good. Other than Jimmy, how come you're not picking up phone calls like on the weekends?
Because we don't work.
Like when people call in, you're putting them on a hold.
We don't work on Sundays.
What do you mean?
We were here Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday, yeah. I called. You know what I did? I called the real estate show.
Oh, well, Jimmy's not doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the rerun this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. That and very odd. Yeah, they don't do reruns very often, but this weekend they weren't live, so that's the only reason why you didn't get me then.
Oh, I was sitting there for like an hour and a half. No, I'm kidding.
Well, you got some exciting life.
Just waiting.
Hour and a half. You're waiting on a real estate show on a Saturday morning. You better move back to Florida. My God. Next time I'll let you come over my house and watch my dryer. The clothes go around. Give you something to do. I don't believe you're waiting an hour and a half. Come on, Riggs.
I mean, Greek. You would appreciate this. Instead of the Johnny C and the other dude,
yeah,
just had Greek using the whole show.
That's unique. I mean, that
on the real estate show? Huh.
That'd be different, to be honest with you. I don't even know if I can handle that for a couple hours, to be honest with you. Just kidding. So, Riggs, what's up?
It did wonders for their, for their numbers.
Uh-huh.
Because they're like, do whatever Greek did, do the opposite.
I don't know. I don't think I've done so bad in life, Riggs, to be honest with you.
No, I know. We're all trying to emulate you, Greek.
Come on, baby. You know what it's all about. Winning every day. Your weekend was good?
My weekend was amazing.
Oh, wow.
We did a little bit of pool time. I got some planting done. I got some hydrangeas, roses, and spirea. So super excited about that. Spent about a half day kind of digging holes, putting plants in it, which I know it doesn't sound like exciting for you guys, but that's something that I enjoy doing.
Well, sit on hold of a real estate show that's a rerun and getting some flowers.
Yeah.
Sounds exciting.
Great weekend.
I mean, it depends who you're digging a flower with the holes with. If I was with Halle Berry, I would think it'd be exciting. I'd be like, Halle, let's do it again. Make it last longer.
I'd dig a hole without Halle Berry and plant my flowers for sure.
I know you would. If you had a kissing scene with Halle Berry, Briggs, would you want it to be good and do it once, or would you want to keep messing it up to keep kissing her?
If I had a kissing scene for Halle Berry, I would want it to be the kissing scene for Monsters Ball with that dude. I forget his name now.
Oh, yeah. What the hell's his name? Billy Jack or something like that?
What?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy
Jack. Billy Jack. Yeah,
close enough.
That's it. Yeah.
But what I'm saying, would you kiss her your best stuff, or would you, finagle it so they have to do it again, and then maybe a spark happens between you two?
But the spark could happen if it was amazing the first time, and she was like, "Wow!" Instead, she's gonna be like, "God, this guy really sucks. We got to do it that many times."
Yeah.
Not a great
Granny,
kisser.
don't help him.
Give my double
I'm
in.
just saying.
Can I get the double in, please?
Yeah, right.
All right, so what's your answer, Riggs?
I'd pull a rock and not even show up. Or show up like super late, so it makes her feel like I'm not even caring about her. You know how The Rock has a reputation for not showing up.
Yeah, but that's The Rock.
What do you want to do with Halle Berry, bro? Like I kiss her once, or even I kiss her badly. It's a lose-lose proposition. She's gonna be like, "This guy sucks." Bye.
Or maybe she would want to maybe teach you how to kiss and be like, you know what? I got to teach this guy how to kiss because he's handsome. He's got a great personality. He smells good. And I want to teach him.
And he plants flowers on the weekend.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, girls like guys who plant flowers. Believe me when I tell you.
I mean, if she likes Aqua di Joe, then maybe I'd have a chance. But I don't know, man. Halle Berry, she's smoking hot.
Of course she is, but so are you. She's bringing something to the table, and so are you. You're from Cincinnati. What's hotter than that?
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I would say the moment she hears I'm from Cincinnati, she'd be like, next.
See, you're really putting Cincinnati down. It's a great place to live. I spent a lot of good summers there years ago.
Actually, I think once she finds out you're from Cincinnati, she'll go.
Tavares, right in the butt.
Wheel of Fortune. Let's watch Wheel of Fortune.
She'll be like, I love you, Riggs. Now, would you tell her you were married, or would you come in strong single?
Yeah, lie.
Well,
'cause she's married, by the way. She's married.
Oh yeah, I mean that wouldn't be a disqualifier from my end, but I don't know. How about.
Riggs, we knew that. We knew you wouldn't bother. I wouldn't do it. It's one moral I have. I don't date people who are married. I'd be like, Hallie, I'm sorry. I feel the attraction, but you got to get at least separated.
Yeah, that's where the line starts.
Now, let me ask you. Do you ask him if they're married after or before you bang him?
After.
I didn't hear the question.
You didn't hear the question?
I didn't hear the question. Repeat it, please, for the audience.
You're breaking up.
What'd you say?
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you? So if somebody's like, if you bang somebody, would you ask him if they're married after or before?
I think you would know before. I think it'd be an obvious thing. If you met somebody, you would ask. You would see a ring or a tan line. Yeah. I think you would know, but I wouldn't do that if somebody was married. A wise guy told me years ago. Yeah. A wise guy told me years ago, you'd rather owe somebody $100,000 than bang their wife. I don't want that drama. I really don't.
Yeah.
You could, Riggs. I mean, I can see where your morals are out, but I believe in family values and love and Cupid and the whole thing. Fireworks on Memorial Day weekend, apple pie, you know that.
My morals are solid, man. If it has a pulse, I'm good with it.
You and me both, buddy. There we go.
If it has a pulse.
I got a line I can't say on the radio. It's killing me.
Does your wife ever hear your call-ins? Because I bet you she is the boss in your house. I have a funny feeling she walks in and goes, Riggs! And you're like, honey!
I also have a funny feeling he doesn't tell his wife when he calls in, but who knows?
No, I don't tell her nothing, man. This is my therapy session. I don't share my therapist's thoughts with her.
That's right. Keep it
if
between
this
you
is
and
your therapy, no wonder you're screwed up.
Riggs, I think you got a great life, and you are one of the highlights of my days when you call. I get all jacked up.
I do have a question for Franny, though, before we conclude our today's call.
Yeah?
Okay.
She's like, oh, God.
Oh.
Do they have hamburgers in Puerto Rico?
Of course they do.
Do they taste like American hamburgers?
Yes.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Really?
Yeah.
So we went to Europe with my kids, and they wanted hamburgers. And unless you were going to like a McDonald's, the hamburgers tasted like Greek kefta,
Okay.
whatever you
Yeah,
call it.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, I mean our hamburgers taste like hamburgers, but
Yeah.
I can understand. But I'm not going to Puerto Rico and getting a hamburger either. Like I probably won't go to Europe and get a hamburger, but I understand why sometimes if your people don't have, want to try new things, why you would always go the hamburger route.
Yeah. No, my kids were like, "Hey, we the food here sucks. We're not used to it. We want a hamburger.
We want a hamburger.
A burger place.
I get it.
Yeah.
And even that wasn't good, huh? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. No, it wasn't. We had to go to this. So because there are foreigners in Europe, like American embassies, et cetera, they have these very fancy stores. They sell items that are more conducive to American taste buds. So we had to go in and pay triple, sometimes even more, just to get the items that would cost here like nominal amounts. Like here, ground beef is 99 cents a pound. There was like $6 a pound. Or here you can get a thing of peanut butter here for whatever, very cheap. I don't even know what it costs because it's so cheap. There was like $10 for a little jar of peanut butter because people there don't eat peanut butter.
No, it's not their thing.
If you want peanut butter, then you want to pay up for it.
No, it's very American. I know somebody who lives in Europe, and they say every time they come and visit, they always stock up here.
There's certain things that they get while they're here.
Like peanut butter.
Sure.
Yeah. Cool. That's all I had.
All right, Riggs.
Thanks, Riggs.
You're a gentleman and a scholar and a great American. We appreciate you on a daily basis, so keep in touch and listen to the rest of the show. You might learn something. It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday, and you might not. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Hi, everyone. I'm Doug Plagans, radio voice of your Florida Panthers. The Panthers host the New York Rangers tonight at 8 Eastern at Amerant Bank Arena in Sunrise for Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Final. The New York Rangers lead the best-of-7 series 2-1. Catch all the action live, beginning with Panthers preview at 7:30, right here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Drive times on our Palm Beach Expressways up to speed, moving along nicely on 95 and the Turnpike. We do have that road work. Downtown West Palm Beach, Banyan Boulevard closed between Dixie and Olive. Clematis is your alternate. That's traffic. I'm Judy Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Shopping for new blinds? At Blindster, we offer over 50 different blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices, custom made for your windows, and shipping is free. Shop at home and order 10 free samples of any product before you buy. Blindster.com.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
Hey, it's a Greek, and the summer is here, and it's always hot at Monroe 7 days a week with beautiful girls. And Friday night, it is Fantasy Fridays. Make sure you step in the door for a beautiful night of fantasy, beautiful ladies, a 5-star menu, and it's open at 5 a.m. It's Monroe's and Palm Beach, where it's hot every single day. Stop in today and have a good time with a beautiful lady, or enjoy UFC or a game. It's all under Monroe's in one roof. Fantasy Fridays. They will make your fantasies be a reality. Peace.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people, Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Breathe easy.
A slow network is no network for business. That's why more choose Comcast Business. And now we're introducing Ultimate Speed for Business, our fastest plans yet. We're up to 12 times faster than Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. And existing customers could even get up to triple the speeds at no additional cost. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability and advanced cybersecurity. It's ultimate speed from Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Don't miss out on our fastest speed plans yet. Get started with 500 megabits per second internet and security for $70 a month for 12 months with a 2-year contract when you add one unlimited mobile line. Plus, ask how to get up to an $800 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online to switch today. In 62324, restrictions apply. New customers only with 500 megabits per second internet and security edge. Eagle bill and auto pay required. Equipment tax and fees extra. Compares Comcast Business 1.25 gigs to 100 megabits per second 5G internet at Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. Up to 3 times downloads for existing Essential and Standard customers.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. In office, West Palm Beach.
Okay, I'll admit, I'm probably not the first guy that comes to mind when you think of home decor. But just because I like my tool cabinet where the china cabinet ought to be, doesn't mean I don't know how to stage your house for the best resale price. You don't need to read shiny architecture magazines to know curb appeal is a powerful influence on the price of your house. And that dented, old lime green garage door is not saying much from the curb. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. A new garage door is the best return on home improvements when it comes time to sell your house. Better than a new bathroom or fancy kitchen reno. A new garage door will increase the price by thousands of dollars and put people in a buying mood the moment they arrive. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and make it nice. It's also good feng shui, whatever that is.
Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more. My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Don't miss your chance to save big this Memorial Day at Lowe's. Buy one, get 150% off select interior and exterior paint and exterior stain via Lowe's gift card rebate. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details. Valid through 5/29.
Car accident? Call Smith Ball Baez and Prather at 500-HELP. Help is just a local phone call away.
Real Radio weather.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carl. We have another warm and humid day ahead. Mid-90s along the coastline, upper 90s inland. We see a higher chance for showers this afternoon. They'll build along the sea breeze boundary in the interior parts of our area. They'll push towards the coast throughout the second half of this afternoon and evening. Expect some spots of heavier downpours at times.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, they're making things even easier. They'll help you bundle your home and car insurance together so you can save money on both. Learn more at progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. Again, that's progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
The free iHeart app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Real Fun Beach Radio. Real Fun Beach Radio is commercial-free all summer and gives you that toes in the sand beach music vibe 24/7. I'm picking up good vibrations. Sweet home Alabama all summer long. Just open the free iHeart app, search Real Fun Beach Radio, and start listening.
iHeart Radio.
Free never sounded so good.
Greek Trifecta is sponsored by Jason Weiser, attorney at law.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station. Listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday. Thanks for always tuning in. Today we'll be talking to Mike about the NBA and baseball in the Greek Zone following the show. Jimmy's in the house.
Good afternoon.
Francis is here.
Hey, what's going on?
And let's hit a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Greek's Trifecta.
All right, Jennifer Lopez is on the verge, well, she was signing a residency in Vegas for 90 shows, $1 million a show. If you failed math, I'll help you. That's $90 million. But in the last month or two, her concerts have stopped selling out, and her album really dropped off, and her movie didn't do good. And now MGM is talking about possibly taking the offer off the table. $90 million she was looking at, and $1 million a show for 90 dates. That is some payday for her. We'll see what happens. Maybe she bounces back. Obviously, she has speculation, rumors going on with her and Ben. I don't know if that affected anything. But, yeah, she had a very close deal signing with MGM for 90 shows in Vegas.
I watched that Atlas movie last night. Didn't hate it.
Okay.
That's her new one on Netflix. Yeah, like it got really bad, especially Rotten Tomatoes and everything. I mean, obviously the visual CGI, all that, whatever you call it these days. So, I mean, that stuff was great, and I liked it enough to sit through all 2 hours of it. Yeah, it's not like I watched it was like this is the best movie, but I didn't think it was as bad as everybody made it seem.
There you go. All right.
Well, Lopez on the verge of losing $90 million, or they're going to cut what they were going to give her. That could possibly happen. So maybe she gets paid $500,000 a show. I hope she can make it on that, but we'll see what happens. But, yeah, that is some big news out of Las Vegas where they were very close to cutting a deal with her. Bill Walton passed away yesterday, a very unique guy, had a great career in the NBA. Some people consider him the best college basketball player ever. 2 seasons at UCLA. He was 30-0, won 2 championships there. Won a championship with the Portland Trail Blazers and the Boston Celtics, was also the 6th man of the year. He's done it all. Grateful Dead, he did so much for that group because he was such a huge fan, and he had a microphone in front of himself all the time, wear all their apparel and different shirts that he had. It was at hundreds and hundreds of shows and just had a good outlook on life. He said every day he woke up saying, how can I make life better for people in my life and people around me? And really cared about everybody. A lot of guys spoke about he would go up to him and see him and say, hey, how's the wife and the kids? But knew the wife's name and the children, really cared. Seemed to be a great guy, very unique, a little bit like John Madden. Had his own different language when he did the games. I found him to always be very entertaining. He did the Pac-12 games for years. So hats off to Bill Walton. Great career, great life, and he seemed to be a very, very good person. I believe he had 4 children. Also tonight, the Panthers take on the Rangers in Game 4. And, Jim, what time does that game start? Is that 7 or 8?
The puck drops at 8 o'clock tonight with a pregame starting at 7:30. You can catch both of that right here on Real Radio.
Let's go Panthers. A lot of pressure on them today. First time in a while they seem to be against the ropes a little. They got a big victory in New York, Game 1, but now we've lost 2. Can't go down 3-1 to the Rangers. They're too good of a team with a good goalie. So hopefully tonight the Panthers can pull a W. And that is your trifecta, sponsored by Pep Capital.
I got a good flight attendant story that came through our text line and a couple things on a National Hamburger Day. 47142 is the number for the text line. Somebody said in Maine, at their McDonald's in Maine, they actually sell lobster rolls.
Oh, wow.
I wonder if they're any good. Then we have another name for a White Castle burger is a gut bomb. Have you ever heard that?
No.
A gut bomb. They said also when I was younger, I had a chance to visit Moscow right after McDonald's opened their first restaurant in Russia. They said the hamburger there tasted similar, but the ketchup and cheese was definitely different. And they charged you for ketchup packets back then too.
Oh, okay.
Over there in Russia. And then we have the airline, the flight attendant story. It says one time on a flight from Lauderdale to NYC, a flight attendant asked me if a 10-year-old boy flying by himself could sit with me. I gave him the window, and we played cards. He said he ended up winning $10. The attendant was impressed with my compassion, and she gave me her number and if I wanted to have dinner with her in the city. Said, well, losing that $10 to a kid was definitely worth getting weekend with a beautiful, sweet girl. He said winning.
Oh, that's nice.
That's cool.
That's a great story.
Awesome.
And the kid turned out to win poker tournament.
What happened to the kid?
That's right.
Yeah, World Series of Poker these days.
He crushed it. He's worth $17 billion. He's that guy Ivory. He was the kid that was on the plane, and he's worth $1 gazillion. Imagine that 10 years old. Today, somebody would think that's really bad. Ooh, teaching a kid how to gamble, and somebody get you in trouble. 10-year-old playing cards with him and really gambling.
Surprised that he didn't get busted for child endangerment there for introducing gambling to a child.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing. That's a great story, though. It really is. It's very nice.
Love it.
It is. If you got any stories about flight attendants, you can call us. I gave a little story about a woman who was a flight attendant, and she was telling you the do's and things to do or not do. And basically, don't ask them out while the flight's in air.
I mean, if you want to flirt a little bit, not the appropriate time, because obviously that can make it. Well, and again, like you said, what are they going to do? Yeah. They can't stop doing their job. They're working. You know, and that's you don't think of it as much because you're not. So you don't really put yourself into that perspective, and I can see that.
Well, we talk about it so many times, you know, waitresses or bartenders or flight attendants or even entertainers at clubs. Guys, they just, you know, don't want to get it. Like, that's their job. They got to be nice to you. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
No, she really likes me, Greek.
Yeah.
But why would you want to make it uncomfortable for yourself, too? If the flight attendant right away was like, no, I'm not interested, then that whole flight, you're going to just, it's just going to be uncomfortable.
And that's what she said. It's weird for them and
for everybody. For both parties.
Yeah, it's so many types of. Then every time the guy comes over, he's got to feel awkward. You know what I mean? Like if you want a soda or food.
Then again, there's some people that don't care. You know,
you're right.
They'll spit their game out and they'll be like, yeah, she likes me anyway. I know she's playing. You know, there's guys that just have that attitude too.
I thought what she said was a great thing. At the end of the flight, you know, give your information.
If you're really interested, that's the time to do it.
Yeah. Here's my number. If you'd like to have dinner with me, I find you attractive.
Hang out a minute once everybody gets off and they can debark too, and you know, maybe they'll be walking through the airport. Maybe that's a time to if you want to approach them.
Yeah, but don't do it on the plane because she said that is not a good thing.
Well, that's kind of a time that an employee kind of reveals something that happens during their job. And I saw another list of employees reveal work or company secrets, things that happen at their job that maybe you wouldn't necessarily have thought much that happened. And I got a couple here that I thought was kind of fun to share with. One person wrote that I'm a daycare teacher. We are highly advised against telling parents about their kids' milestones, like first steps, their first words, or that type of thing. Why? Well, because they want them to experience them with mom and dad at home and not spoil it that it happened while they were with them at school. These are just some, you know, different things that happen. Here's one that, again, I don't think anybody will be surprised on this, and I'm sure it happens with like soda and different beverage companies too. But I work for a major U.S. brewery. And we have one beer that we put into two separate cans. One is the premium brand. One is the budget brand. They are both the same beer. I'm not surprised by that.
I'm not
one.
either.
Yeah, there's one brand that I might even say, I wonder if it's that one. Another person says, I work in insurance. We're not allowed to tell you if you overpay on insurance premiums, copay, or deductibles, because technically that would be refundable.
Okay.
So you should get that money back. But if we don't tell you, you don't know, you don't ask, you don't get that money back.
So then you should ask.
Shady.
That's scammy.
Yep.
That's kind of scammy. Here's one that we talked about the other day, that's sort of Greek 101. I work for a fancy hotel and was out front to greet people and assist them upon arrival. We weren't allowed to say welcome back. We just talked about that the other day, kind of, right? There's a particular story I think that Franny brought up. In Greek, you would mention this too, because obviously that makes it sound like, oh, welcome back. And if they're with somebody else, maybe there's little shenanigans going on that might get somebody in trouble by doing that with a partner, a spouse, that type of thing. And that'll hurt your bottom line too with the tip too.
Yeah, probably.
So
welcome back.
For your own betterment, you probably don't want to do that.
And how about if you go, I don't know what you're talking about. Never been here before in my life.
Who's that?
What's that? Welcome who? Who's this Greek guy?
Who's this guy, Joe? Huh? Finally, here's one. Some casinos stop paging people over the loudspeaker for the same reason.
Yep.
Prior, they would usually say something along the lines of, Ben Smith, your ride is awaiting at the entrance. Apparently, this public notification caused problems in relationships where both parties were gambling covertly without informing their partners. They typically both gamble in different areas, so they didn't see each other and sometimes brought their respective romantic interests.
Oh, that's funny.
Could you imagine that, right? You're in two different areas,
but you're at the same casino.
But they don't, yeah. Or at least within the same area on a loudspeaker type thing. So that's why they wouldn't announce their names over the loudspeakers. What are some company secrets that you know of that happens at your job? 47142 is the text line. Start out that text with Real Radio.
Also, I remember hearing the story about this similarly, too. They didn't like to mention people's names at casinos in case they were working and they took a day off. You know what I mean? Then they would say it across the thing and somebody would be like, hey, I thought you were homesick.
Right.
Come get your car or you're being paged. And it's something you don't hear anymore because obviously everybody has their own phones. But I do remember.
Yeah, you don't really hear many people get paged over an intercom nowadays, do you?
No, but I do. I remember reading a story and hearing it in casinos years ago. You would hear it a lot of times. You would hear somebody being paged, or your car is here, or whatever. And for that reason, like you said, you might know somebody. Somebody might say something.
We were at a Mets game last Thursday together, and somebody got paged over to the baseball announcer, right? Because I don't know, they must have left their phone or wallet or something somewhere, and they were like, "Hey, come over to this area. We have an item for you," type of thing. But I found now that you bring that up, it's like you don't hear that
never
too much anymore, do you?
No, you don't hear any of it. But the welcome back thing, I think, like I said, restaurants, people do it because, like you said, it's definitely going to not make the person happy. You would think, though, if you're maneuvering, you don't go back to the spot that you always go to. But I guess on the other side, you look at it like they treat me well. I know somebody I'm going to be taken care of. But I would think you would go farther away from your zone if you're going to your girlfriend or wife.
Depends on your circumstance.
Yeah, especially if you know that they enjoy gambling at the same casino, because that is a very weird. I know you said that they could be in different areas, but they're still under the same roof. In one of those instances where they got busted from being called.
Yeah, I mean, and that's pretty tough. And then you go see right where the person is. You look at it with your arms folded. Yeah. What are you doing here?
If you know your wife likes to gamble at Hard Rock, don't go to the Hard Rock.
That's my point. Exactly. That's my point.
Go to Coconut Creek.
I mean, be smart, Pete. We can't do everything for you. Stay out of it. The guy's like, no, it's my lucky place. I want to go. I don't care. I'm still going, even if you're risking it. And the same thing with restaurants. Like, if you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, why would you go to your favorite restaurant? I don't understand that. Or you're going to bump into somebody. Bumping into anybody when you're not supposed to be someplace is always weird. And I think a lot of people go to defending too much. Like they give 10 different excuses. I left my wallet here 2 weeks ago. They called me. They happen to be here. I'm in the area. 877-927-6969. Let us know if you ever got popped or busted doing something you weren't supposed to do at a different place. The flight attendant story is good. We just heard one. Maybe you have one yourself where, this gentleman was being very nice, played cards with a kid, and the flight attendant then gave her his number. Who would have thought that? Very compassionate. But maybe if you have one. And again, the girl told them not to ask them out while they're in the air. It makes it very weird and very uncomfortable. And your chances are not good. And anything you do, you want your chances to be good in a situation. You don't want them not to be good. Mike Tyson over the weekend did get sick. He was in the area, but they did say, I just read a report on ESPN, everything is fine, and he should be good for the July 20th fight against Paul. Now, Jimmy, last time we looked that up, wasn't Tyson a big underdog? Right? Like 3-1?
Yeah.
I remember that.
He was. Paul was definitely favored on the Hard Rock app. I can try to take a quick look again and see. Might take a minute to get there. But, I'll look that up. The less I knew, though, he was. Yeah. And again, we were kind of speculating maybe it's just simply because of the age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And speed. But we weren't. It didn't really say. It just, that's what was there.
Well, when people first heard this, they right away rushed to, oh, my God, this is over. They're not going to fight. The fight's going to be canceled. But not at all. It seems to be all good. He is home.
Yeah, well, it was like an ulcer thing. Franny mentioned that earlier. So, I mean, I was wondering what it might be that would cause it, right? Or if he just had the flu or something.
Yeah, maybe
people just have flare-ups, too. I mean, it could just happen.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be anything that you would think that would say, oh, well, you know what, you better not fight, like a concussion or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, somebody who has ulcers probably gets them every so often, and I'm sure takes medication for it. But, you can just have them flare up.
Yeah. Paul is currently at -220 and Tyson's +170.
Oh, so he's still a big underdog.
So, just that's what they have right now, July 21st.
Now, would you get that fight or only watch it if it comes your way? Would you buy it or no? Well, Netflix, you have to get that.
No, it's on Netflix, so I would get it, but I wouldn't buy it, no. But I wouldn't buy anything, WrestleMania, boxing.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd have to be the fight of the century for me to even think about paying to see it.
Nope. All right, that's cool.
Because I got UFC every weekend, and I mean, UFC is fun to watch, but I don't know any names that's in it. Even if it's McGregor, I mean, I don't know, I wouldn't pay for it.
877-927-6969. That is the number to call if you guys want to get involved in the show. Have anything to add to the show? We had flight attendants on there. Also, What do you think the toughest holiday to come back to work is? Is it Memorial Day? Is it Labor Day? Or is it July 4th? Let us know about that. And if you had any unique stories with a flight attendant, let us know. Jimmy, we have somebody on hold?
We do. We have Gene on the line. Gene, welcome to the Penthouse.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, Gene.
Hey, just wanted to share a quick funny story about being in the wrong place at the wrong time. This was probably back when I was in high school about 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I happened to be in an adult section of the video store.
Okay.
And my friend's father came in. And normally I referred to him by his last name as Mr. So-and-so. And that day I just looked him dead in the eye and I said, "Hey, John, how's it going?"
Don't go back there. You won't believe what's back there.
And that was the end of that.
That is an amazing story. Oh, my God. That had to be unique.
You too.
Thanks, Gene. Appreciate you sharing that story with us. Next up, we have James on the line. James is calling the Penthouse. How you doing today, buddy?
Hello. How was your weekend? Good?
Good. Excellent. How about you?
Yeah, good. I went to New Jersey, Greek.
Oh, yeah? Where'd you go?
I went to Cherry Hill.
Oh, that's very nice. Very nice area, Cherry Hill.
Hey, listen, what does OTA mean with the football term? What does that mean?
The OTAs, they're in their practice sessions right now with all the teams. The Jets, all 32 teams are in them.
Yeah, I know, but what does OTA stand for?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. I just know it's OTAs.
Yeah, so anyhow, they had the practice sessions with the 7-on-7.
Okay.
And they said Pickett outperformed Jalen Hurts.
Oh, really? I don't think that's going to happen, though. I don't think they're going to go.
It's organized team activities.
There you go. Francis just gave it to you. Organized team activities. I've heard that at parties, too.
Thank you, Francis.
You're welcome. Thank you, Google.
Okay. Yeah, so anyhow, I went to Cherry Hill. Where are you from in Jersey? What town?
Close to Cherry Hill.
Okay. So
Northern Jersey.
You know the area?
Yeah, very nice area, Cherry Hill. Very, very beautiful area.
Yeah, I sold new homes for John Canuso when I was living up that way. I sold new single-family homes.
That's cool. You like Florida?
Yeah, I've been down here about 12 years.
All right.
And, it worked out real well. I missed Franny on, I guess it was Friday. I brought the cheeseburgers over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I miss the cheeseburgers.
Yep.
Yeah.
He won the Preakness race.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, take care. Have a great day.
Thank you, James. Always appreciate your generosity. You're such a nice gentleman. It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday. Franny, what is coming up in Florida Stories?
Well, I will let you know an extremely funny answer that happened to Wheel of Fortune last week. And if you want to catch that video, besides the audio, which we do have, you can go to realradio921.com, click on the Penthouse blog. Plus, we have a couple of heroes of the day. Why did parents have to drive in front of a bus? And then a really great free advertisement for Samsung. I'll give you those details when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
What's a Real Radio podcast? It's Real Radio on demand. Find your favorite show at realradio921.com. Florida Panthers are on Real Radio. Our Florida Panthers have slashed their way through the NHL playoffs and into the Eastern Conference Final. It's the last round on the road to the Stanley Cup.
Hey, this is Evan Rodriguez from your Florida Panthers, and you are listening to Real Radio, your official FM home for Florida Panthers hockey.
The puck is dropping on an epic battle against the New York Rangers in the Eastern Conference Final.
Wall near side, Lilleberg trying to poke it away from the shot, loose out front. Backhand try, and they score! Carter hanging upstairs, and this one's over! The game winner!
Real Radio is your official home of Florida Panthers hockey. Catch every goal, every check, every fight, every face-off, and every victory. Not near a radio? No problem. You can stream Real Radio 92.1 anywhere on our absolutely free iHeartRadio app.
The Florida Panthers and the Eastern Conference Finals is brought to you by Precision Garage Door of South Florida. Just like the Florida Panthers, the team at Precision Garage Door of South Florida holds their installers and certified technicians to the highest standards in the industry. Join the winning team at Precision Garage Door of South Florida.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Palm Beach Expressway is up to speed. We are looking good on 95, not seeing any major delays. Accident-free if you're traveling the Turnpike. Make sure you slow down for bicycles on your ride today. That's traffic on duty, Stuart.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Hey, it's Greek, and the weekend just came, and we had a good one, and it was Memorial Day, and we enjoyed ourselves, and that's what your retirement should be. You should enjoy yourself and kick back and just enjoy South Florida. Make sure you stop at Trajan Wells offices today in West Palm Beach and give them a call at 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000. Your retirement should be like your weekend. A lot of good fun, relax, and just kick back and reward yourself. Stop in the Trajan Well today. They can figure out a plan so your retirement is here, it'll feel like the weekend. Peace. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor, paid advertisement.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, over 3 million people called Morgan & Morgan in their time of need. And with over 1 million of those calls coming from previous clients, friends, and family.
My name is Jason Williams. It was a rainy day, and I'd gotten hit from behind by a lady that was doing somewhere over 100 miles an hour is what they were saying. I've never dealt with anything like this before. Everybody that I talked to kept saying the same name, which was Morgan & Morgan. I was on hold for maybe 15 seconds when they come back and said, Jason, we will absolutely take your case. As a non-tech savvy guy, any question that I had, if I called, text, or emailed, they got right back to me. They made it as easy for me as it could have been.
Thank you for trusting us. We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. The word is out. Size matters. Reputation matters. We're America's largest injury law firm for a reason. With over 900 dedicated attorneys and climbing, we're ready wherever you are, whatever you need. The choice is easy. We're just a phone call away. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
You can host the best backyard barbecue when you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
The free iHeart app has over 100 commercial-free stations like Real Fun Beach Radio. Real Fun Beach Radio gives you that toes in the sand beach music vibe 24/7. Just open the app, search Real Fun Beach Radio, and start listening. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon Partners Weather Center, have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carl. We have another warm and humid day ahead. Mid-90s along the coastline, upper 90s inland. We see a higher chance for showers this afternoon. They'll build along the sea breeze boundary in the interior parts of our area. They'll push towards the coast throughout the second half of this afternoon and evening. Expect some spots of heavier downpours at time.
This report is sponsored by ComparionInsurance.com.
Hi, we're Comparion Insurance Agency. Never heard of us? We know. But to help it stick that our local agents are insurance experts, we're going to say local agent 3 times in the next 5 seconds. Local agent, local agent, local agent.
Find us at ComparionInsurance.com.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
You're back in the Penthouse on a Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a great afternoon. Always appreciate you listening to Real Radio 921. I am the Greek. Jenny's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
And Francis is here.
What is up?
And it's time for a nice batch of Florida stories.
Florida.
Florida.
Did you say Florida?
I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
So very scary situation happening with a bus full of teens. Some parents spring into action when they suspected that the bus driver who was transporting their teenagers on a graduation trip was impaired and would not stop the vehicle. Giselle Diaz was one of the trip organizers and chaperones, and she said if something would have happened, I could not have forgiven myself. I don't know what I would have done. Keith Shiflett was the driver.
Excuse me?
Shiflett.
Thank you.
Shiflett, yes.
Very
They said
good
that
pronunciation.
he was running red lights, refused to stop, prompting these frantic 911 calls from inside the bus and outside of the bus in a pretty daring intervention. Said as he's barreling down the road with 30 students on the bus, some of the chaperones were recalling the terror that they saw. I mean, fearing that this bus would flip if he didn't hit the brakes. So as he continued on, Giselle and her husband Freddie made a split-second decision to race their vehicle ahead of him and force the bus to stop. Luckily, it did. It could have been way worse with this whole situation. But yeah, he ended up getting charged with DUI, child abuse with great bodily harm, and culpable negligence in connection with the incident. The group was starting their drive to Daytona Lagoon, which is an amusement park, Daytona Beach, when they realized that something was extremely wrong. Luckily, everything ended up okay. They did make it to Daytona, but it was an extremely scary ride down there. And then next up in your What the Florida? Yeah, Samsung, if you have one of these, know that you can drop it 2.5 miles.
That's impressive.
Good to know.
It's got to land somewhere soft.
Good to know.
It has to land somewhere soft, but if it does, it'll be A-okay. And that's exactly what this person found out skydiving, Zephyr Hills, Florida. Frank, his name is, and he managed to drop his phone 12,000 feet. So he got feeling his phone went missing. Later, there was video shot during the skydive that showed the exact moment when the phone fell out of his pocket. Him and another skydiver were performing some midair tricks. And then when he ended up landing, he was like, yep, definitely gone. So using the Find My Device feature, he was able to find the coordinates where his phone landed. And no, they said completely undamaged, totally functional, even after falling over 2.5 miles. He did have the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, if you're... that sounds like a fancy one.
That's impressive.
And it was in a case, too.
It's this year's.
Exactly. Is that what it is?
Their numbers, the way Samsung does it, is
By
the
year?
year is the number is the year.
That makes sense.
It's like, unlike what iPhone is, they just go from 1
Series,
to
yeah.
up,
Yep.
to 13.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the year thing does make sense. And then we have a cinnamon roll battery. Say it ain't so. Oh, yeah. Anne-Marie Luna is now behind bars. So she was working at a soup kitchen volunteering when, I don't know what this guy did, but he did piss her off. So she took a cinnamon roll and threw it at the back of the man's head. They said near the base of his neck. She did admit to the police because he called the cops over getting hit by a cinnamon roll. So yeah, she admitted, yes, I did throw it. And there's security footage that does do it. The guy did not suffer any injuries.
Well, that's good.
But still wished to press charges. Hence why she got arrested.
What a sticky situation.
Nice, Jimmy.
That was stupid.
No, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
I bet you it was sticky.
Shut my mic off.
I bet you it was sticky. But come on, dude. It's a cinnamon roll. And then finally here, watch the video. RealRadio921.com, Penthouse blog. We can claim him. At least Port St. Lucie can. His name is Tavares Williams.
Oh, so funny.
And Tavares Williams was on Wheel of Fortune. And right off the bat, he made a very incorrect guess that left everyone in the studio and probably at home too, gasping, shocked, whatever it was. This is during the show's first toss-up puzzle of the night. And he had to guess a phrase. When he rang in, the letters on board were, let's see, we have, one, it looks like I-T-E. And then the last word in the phrase started with a B and ended with a T. So Jimmy, this is what he thought it was.
Tavares, right in the butt?
What?
No. Blake.
This is the best.
Yeah, that's it.
That was close.
What?
I love that.
I can see how you could
love
get
how
that confused.
Pat just gives him a simple no.
No. Yeah.
And then moves on.
Lady. Oh my God.
He's probably like, this is my last week. Well, this week is actually. He's like, I can't anymore.
It was close, though.
Yes.
I mean, right in the butt and the best, not bad.
This is the best or right in the butt. Yeah, so fun video.
I've heard people say that. That's amazing.
And that is You're with the Florida.
Jimmy, great job, Franny. Thank you. We got somebody on hold?
We do. We have Evan checking in with us. Hey, Evan, what's going on, bud?
Hey, everyone.
Evan, what is up, buddy?
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got two. Hi, everyone, and I've got two things about Bill Walton for you.
All right, great.
When he was a freshman at UCLA, he was a partier, and he didn't want to practice. Just like Alvin Iverson. I'm too good. I don't need to practice. And so John Wooden came up to him and said, listen, kid, you need to get here and practice like everyone else. And he goes, Coach, I'm a superstar. I don't need to practice. And Wooden said, oh, yeah? Then you're off the team. And a couple days later, he came back. Walton came back begging and pleading, Coach, let me. I want to try again. And so finally, he got back in and he became the player he did. And he said that was the greatest thing for him because otherwise he would have just breezed through life without any discipline. And he said John Wooden was like a second father to him for that.
Yeah, no, there was a couple of great stories about that. Also, when he was playing in 72, 73, a lot of players were smoking marijuana, and Wooden asked a couple guys, brought them in individually, and Walton supposedly, after one guy went in and said he smoked pot, Wooden didn't play him as much. And so Walton heard that, and Walton said, no, Coach, I've never smoked pot in my life. And then the facial hair. Wooden was one with a beard for a long, long time, and Wooden didn't want anybody having any facial hair. And, Walton supposedly went in his office and said, hey, I want to express myself. And Coach said, I agree with you 100%. We're going to miss you on the team. So Walton was like, all right, I'm not going to grow any facial hair.
And secondly, are you aware that he had a brother that played in the NFL for the Dallas Cowboys?
That I did not know.
Well, his brother, the two brothers are the only brothers that one played in the NBA championship and the other played in the Super Bowl.
Oh, wow. Did not know that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's
that's very
pretty
cool. Yeah, he was very unique. Saddened when I heard him pass yesterday. Listened to him for years in the Pac-12, ESPN. Great ball player with the Celtics. I mean, Portland, UCLA. Sad. It was sad. And he loved life. I mean, that was his thing. And he always said, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. So very sad. He had a great attitude. It's a good attitude. If we all can have, you know what? It would probably help us.
Yep, I was a fan.
Very unique. Had, like John Madden, I said, his own unique language.
Yeah, well, he stuttered, and he overcame stuttering, and because they said, "Oh, you're going to get into broadcasting, you can't broadcast, you stuttered," and so that's why he overcame it.
Yep, exactly right.
A very strong man. Okay, and yesterday I want to tell you that I had Greek. I had your favorite steaks.
You went to New York Prime?
No, we had a cookout here, but we had your favorite steaks.
What was that?
Hamatox.
Hamatox? Is that what he calls him? A hamatox?
Yeah. That's what Greek called him. Hamatox.
I must have missed that one.
Oh, there was a lot that happened Saturday.
Hamatox steaks, huh?
You mean tomahawk?
I think that's what you meant.
It's close enough. Yeah. I saw something on the Knicks over the weekend where Jerry Lucas and Bill Bradley used to have their own language. It was some weird language, and nobody knew what they were talking about, but they knew. And it was called When the Garden Was in Eden. I think you would enjoy it, about the early 70 Knicks and their championship years.
Walt Frazier.
Yeah, Clyde was the best. He was. I met Clyde a couple times. Very nice guy. And always nice with the fans and stuff. Very friendly.
You remember seeing the old videos of him and the pimp suits that he used to wear?
Yep, and the Rolls Royce. He was very ahead of his time.
It was something else.
Yeah, him and Earl Monroe. They were called the Rolls Royce backcourt. They were two guys who had Rolls Royces in the 70s.
It was great. I loved watching the old sports. I like now they're better. They seem to be better because the way they play ball is so much different. But I like the old school stuff. That's what I grew up on, and that's my favorite.
Yeah, they showed a lot of the highlights in the 30 for 30 when the Garden was in Eden. And you just see the television coverage and the score at the bottom real low. And, it was a different time. Like I said, you're going back, 50 years ago and how television cover was. And it was very gray in certain areas and stuff. And just unique. Like I said, just a unique time. But I thought of you as a sports fan. I know you like the Yanks, and this was about the Knicks, the Garden of Eden. But check it out. You would like it.
I will. I appreciate it.
All right, brother. Thank you so much for the call, Evan. Always appreciate it. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142. Or you can email Jimmy at realradio921.com. So, Franny, how many good days should we expect in a year?
Oh, excuse me. I almost choked on my spit. Sorry.
Sorry, we don't want that.
47142 is our text line. I wanted to get some text before.
Oh, boy.
So I got caught off guard. I was just like inhaled. I'll get into that.
I wonder why I picked that low-hanging fruit.
I'll get into that quickly before we get off topic about flight attendants, because it's something you brought up a little while ago at 47142. Started off with Real Radio. We got a few. Says I was on a foreign airline once, and the flight attendant asked me if I was interested in a romp in the lavatory.
Wow.
I told him no, thank you. So I stopped wearing turtlenecks after that.
Ah.
Okay. It says, hi,
Good
gang.
idea.
Hope everyone's great. Had a nice run-in with a flight attendant on a trip to Barcelona, Spain via Amsterdam first. I was asking for beers, and she finally told me after the sixth one, she told me that I could just go back in the alley and get my own. I did tip her several times. I was just right there in the back of the plane, and she said that would be the easiest for me. Plane was 7 seats wide, and the stewardess were very busy for the 12-hour flight. Okay, interesting. I'm sorry if I just totally messed that up. I'm just trying to read it as is. So I guess they were, at one point were just like, just grab your own beers. I'm guessing that's what that means.
Open bar.
Yes.
On Barcelona.
I am guessing
Not
that's what
a
that
romp,
means.
but a free beer.
Yes. And then, because somebody was like, a mile is 5,280 feet. Okay, because I guess they were saying when the thing fell, but they said it's 12,000 feet. So
2.5 miles.
Yeah. So, well,
Technicality.
I know.
Who cares?
It's just what the story said. It would be like 2 miles.
It's close enough.
Yeah, close enough. But thank you for letting us know that. So, yes, if it is, and we're talking about you're just having a dang good day, an extraordinary day, how many do you think you have a year?
3.
3.
Yeah. I'm not far off. How many do you think you have? How many extraordinary days do you think you have a year, G-Man? You're like, every day is extraordinary for me?
I would say a lot. I mean, I really would. At least, I don't know, 4 or 5 a week.
Okay.
Working with you.
Extraordinary days a year.
Working with Jimmy. I mean, my keypad working. Hitting a number of roulette.
Yes. So I love this because it was wine drinkers specifically they talked to. But when you ask somebody, how many extraordinary days do you have? For some of us, that number may be low. But the average American, and I said more so, wine drinker, they have about 10 a month, right? So that adds up to a whopping 120 extraordinary days every year.
So that means they're smacked those 10 days?
Yes.
It's 2 a week.
Yeah.
Which
the
is
weekend.
what? The weekends.
When they're smacked. Yep. So they did specifically because it was, I love that it was wine drinkers though. They say Americans treat themselves and the occasion they feel calls for indulgences. So they're saying that they're treating themselves because they had such an extraordinary day. They're like, I deserve this glass of wine. I deserve this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they think living a joyful lifestyle is subjective and unique to everyone, which we do understand. But respondents agree on a few things that define a joyful life, including obviously feeling happy, being healthy, having a positive relationship, and also they have feeling comfortable in that. So when the half response believe any day is a good day to treat themselves, 62% enjoy spending their most joyful days with family and friends.
Nice.
Which you do understand, yep. Most people are most likely to treat themselves to something nice around their birthday, when they're on their on vacation, or if they're just having a good day.
Yeah.
I'm having a great day. I'm going to treat myself.
That's right.
Let's keep the good times rolling.
I'm kicking ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On an extraordinary day, 61% like to treat themselves, and it's not necessarily shopping, to a nice meal, right? You're like, I earned this. I had a damn good day. A nice meal is what they say a perfect treat, and close to that amount, 58%, a nice beverage should go with that nice meal, right? Might as well. Well, for 71%, these indulgences are best shared with others, especially their significant others, family members, and good friends. But yes, it wasn't necessarily like they were drinking wine, and this is what made it. But they said, yeah, that for us, 10 days a month, you have an extraordinary day.
That's good. I mean, there's 30 days in a month usually.
Mm-hmm.
10 are
the
fantastic.
other 20 suck.
Maybe the other 20 are normal.
No, I kid. But yeah, because extraordinary, it's pretty great. Extraordinary is awesome. Yeah.
It's also subjective,
And it
right?
is.
I mean, that's the thing. What's super extraordinary to compared to a good day? Compared to, well, if it's not extraordinary, does that mean it's terrible?
Mm-hmm.
Could be a day you have sex. Could be a day you win money. Could be a day you get a free cheeseburger. I mean, could be all days that you look at. Wow.
But I feel like those are extraordinary moments or great moments. But to have an extraordinary day like that whole day has got to be like, man, this was a good day.
Yeah.
Not just a moment in that day.
All right. I see your point. I'm going to go with the moments. Jimmy, who do we have at home?
We have Paul on the line. He's checking in with the Penthouse. Hey, Paul, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, guys, how you doing? I got a flight attendant story for you.
Awesome.
Nice.
Bring it.
All right. So my mom used to work for Piedmont Airlines. So this is going way back. And then Piedmont was taken over by U.S. Air. So I was on a buddy pass flying to Pittsburgh to go to a Steeler game.
All right.
On U.S. Air. So the flight attendant comes by and, what do you want to drink? Yeah, I'll take a Crown and ginger, of course. And then I see her necklace, and she's got an old Piedmont thing on her necklace. And I go, oh, my mom used to work for Piedmont, and now she works for U.S. Air.
Mm-hmm.
And she asked me, why are you going to Pittsburgh? I said, oh, I'm going to a Steeler game, but I don't have a ticket. And she's like, oh, okay. So she keeps doing what she's doing and moves along. And 5 minutes later, over the PA, hello, everybody. Just wanted to see if anybody's got an extra ticket for the Steeler game, because Paul in 28C needs a ticket for the game. Guess what happens? Someone walks back.
Wow.
Has the ticket, bought it right there on the plane.
That's great.
On the way to Pittsburgh. Oh, yeah, it was fantastic.
That is so. Did you take her to the game?
Oh, yeah. You know, back then it was like physical tickets. There weren't, it's not on your phone.
No. I mean, did you take the girl to the game with you? Or did you meet her after the flight or anything?
No.
Oh.
No. She just helped me get the ticket.
That's nice.
She just helped me get the ticket.
That's great.
Yeah, she made the announcement over the PA on the plane, and then I got a ticket.
That's cool if you have like a bill you can't pay. You let the flight attendant go there. American Express this month.
Back before there was, where you ask for money?
Like GoFundMe and stuff?
GoFundMe, yeah. Before there was GoFundMe, there was go on an airline and
have a flight attendant.
Have a flight attendant.
That's a great story. It really is great. And that was very nice. That's cool.
So I bought a ticket on an airplane on the way to Pittsburgh.
That's unique. I mean, I don't think that happens every day. That is unbelievable. That's a great story, brother. Thank you for calling.
Guys.
Love you too. That's very unique.
Take care, Paul. Appreciate the phone
call. That's pretty cool. Imagine if you said that to a flight attendant today. If you need something. Hey, could you go on the speaker? I need a ride.
Yeah. See if, anybody want to do an Uber share?
I'm landing in Newark. I'm going to Manhattan. See if you can get me a ride for somebody. And I bet you somebody might say, hey, you know what? I got a ride. That is a great story.
You do that now, and somebody goes back and mugs you.
Right?
I mean, it's like, now that I know his name.
Yeah. You're done. Wow, that is a cool story.
Who's this Paul guy that needs a ticket?
It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday. We had corn tickets every day. We have something for you guys. Don't forget tonight, there is a huge hockey game. The Panthers are taking on the Rangers. We need the Panthers to win. Their backs are against the wall. We can't go down 3-1.
Game 4, the Eastern Conference Finals. You're going to catch that game right here on Real Radio at 8 o'clock with a puck drop. You get a little pregame, too, at 7:30. See what's going on with all the players. See what's going on with Bob Rowski. Boy, I tell you what, he's been an Iron Curtain. Matter of fact, what do they call him? Brick wall? I see a lot of people put up signs with a brick wall with his name. So hopefully he can keep that goal nice and solid for everybody.
Yeah, they got to win tonight. They do. I mean, it's not completely over, but it would be tough going down 3-1 and going back to New York. So let's hope for the Panthers, and hopefully we can get that first cup. We've never had a cup in 30 years, and we want one in South Florida. It's the one thing we're missing. It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday. We'll be back in a few minutes with a trifecta and some other goodies. Peace.
Hi, everyone. I'm Doug Plagans, radio voice of your Florida Panthers. The Panthers host the New York Rangers tonight at 8 Eastern at Amerant Bank Arena in Sunrise for Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Final. The New York Rangers lead the best-of-7 series 2-1. Catch all the action live, beginning with Panthers preview at 7:30, right here on the Florida Panthers Radio Network.
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
Palm Beach Expressway is up to speed. We are looking good on 95, not seeing any major delays. Accident-free if you're traveling the Turnpike. Make sure you slow down for bicycles on your ride today. That's traffic. I'm Jody Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Summer savings start now at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off, plus save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances from brands like KitchenAid. Offer valid through 6/5. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Hey, it's Franny, and are you ready to turn your used car into cash? Look no further than GimmeTheVin.com. Selling your car has never been simpler. Just fill out their free online form, and within 60 seconds, you'll receive a fair cash offer for your vehicle. At GimmeTheVin.com, they'll beat your CarMax offer or give you a check for $100. And they have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. So get an instant cash offer for your used car right now at GimmeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Mr. and Mrs. Flavor, thank you for joining us.
Great to be here. I'm Barry. I'm the flavor of Barry.
I'm Janet. I'm bitter.
You wanted to talk about your son. He's the flavor menthol?
Yes, he's the menthol in a menthol cigarette.
He's such a disappointment. Out there getting people addicted. Being used by big tobacco to target black people. He could have been a lozenge.
Menthol cigarettes are just as addictive as regular cigarettes and harder to quit. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
If you're a Florida homeowner, you know it's only a matter of time till the next big hurricane, but no need to fear. StormSmart, Florida's leading hurricane protection provider, can protect every opening of your home, from durable aluminum shutters and high-impact windows to our innovative storm catcher screens. Keep your family and your home safe with StormSmart and stay ready for whatever Florida weather brings your way. Because smart is complete hurricane protection, and smart is peace of mind. Call 866-61-SMART today for your free in-home consultation.
A slow network is no network for business. That's why more choose Comcast Business. And now we're introducing Ultimate Speed for Business, our fastest plans yet. We're up to 12 times faster than Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. And existing customers could even get up to triple the speeds at no additional cost. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability and advanced cybersecurity. It's ultimate speed from Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Don't miss out on our fastest speed plans yet. Get started with 500 megabits per second internet and security for $70 a month for 12 months with a 2-year contract when you add one unlimited mobile line. Plus, ask how to get up to an $800 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online to switch today. In 62324, restrictions apply. New customers only with 500 megabits per second internet and security edge. Eagle bill and auto pay required. Equipment, tax, and fees extra. Compares Comcast Business 1.25 gigs to 100 megabits per second 5G internet of Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. Up to 3 times downloads for existing essential and standard customers.
News Junkie is sponsored by FAMU's Mary. Educate, learn, talk.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit Allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Charlotte Carl. We have another warm and humid day ahead. Mid-90s along the coastline, upper 90s inland. We see a higher chance for showers this afternoon. They'll build along the sea breeze boundary in the interior parts of our area. They'll push towards the coast throughout the second half of this afternoon and evening. Expect some spots of heavier downpours at time.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell the story of legendary storm chaser Tim Samaras. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Between the lines, far beyond legal and ethical limits, and under the surface,
dangerous or disruptive to the existing status quo.
Hosts Ben Bolin, Matt Frederick, and Noel Brown introduce you to the world of stuff they don't want you to know.
We have officially entered the age of biohacking.
History is riddled with unexplained events. Somebody messing with us? Now it's time for some answers.
Take us to the edge of the rabbit hole. We'll do the rest.
Listen to Stuff They Don't Want You to Know on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff They Don't Want You to Know and start listening.
Great Trifecta is sponsored by the physicians at MMJ Health.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station.
Just to be clear, not they. It is one person that says that Kenny Pickett is outperforming Jalen Hurts. It was a guy that does an all Eagles Access podcast named Ed Kracz. I'm glad Ken, whatever his name is, thinks Kenny Pickett is outperforming Jalen Hurts on walkthroughs. Thanks, buddy.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
You know, fans, they love to see things or talk about it. In football, they can't get enough of it. I mean, people just can't wait for NFL season and college football. But some fans are just, they see something, they hear something, they run with it. It's all there. Like I said earlier, I don't think anybody's taking a starting job away from Hurts. Jimmy, good afternoon.
Hello, Ed. Good afternoon.
Francis, good day to you.
Good day.
And it is time for a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creepy Trifecta.
In the NBA last night, the Boston Celtics are going to be in the NBA Finals, I believe, for the 24th time in their franchise history. Unbelievable what they have accomplished. Hats off to the Celtics. Them and the Lakers have the most championships in the whole NBA, those two teams. They ended up sweeping the Pacers 105, I believe, to 102. They did not cover, but they won the game. Dallas Mavericks tonight taking on Minnesota. They're up 3-0, and if they win, it'll be Dallas against Boston. That'll be a very good series. A lot of big names in there. You got Luka, you got Kyrie Irving. Should be very exciting. On the ice tonight, you got the Panthers right in our backyard as they take on the New York Rangers. Game 4. Let's go, Panthers. Boo, Rangers. Let's go get a W. We want a cup. Panthers have been around 30 years. We don't have a cup, but we've been in the Stanley Cup. Let's go back-to-back. That'll be a great accomplishment. Let's root the Panthers on, baby, tonight, whether you're listening to Real Radio or watching TV or maybe going down to the game. Whatever you're doing, let's root them on, and hopefully they get a W. Tom Brady spoke yesterday and said that he is ready for his new job and hopes to perform for the fans and giving them a little insight to NFL. He will start his Fox career Week 1 as the Browns take on the Dallas Cowboys, and that should be a very interesting year. I can only imagine social media and the press after Brady gets done. Jimmy, how crazy do you think that'll be? Everybody's going to have an opinion.
He's going to be highly scrutinized. I mean, if the money alone wasn't everything that's happened since the announcement with it, and of course he was supposed to start last year, but that changed, and he's going to be under the microscope.
There's no doubt about it. They're going to really be on him and check him out and see what he says. And again, it's going to take some time. Anything new for people, you got to give them a little chance to get their feet wet, get, used to it, like Caitlin Clark in the WNBA, where she's off to her season. The Indiana team is 1-5. They have a home game tonight. Not home game. They're in L.A. as they take on the L.A. Sparks. And it hasn't been great for Caitlin. And she has said that, it's a little bit tougher than she anticipated. But they are giving her advice, especially LeBron and a lot of people, just stay away from the media, stay away from social media, and just do your job, and eventually everything will work out. It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday, and that is your last trifecta of the day, sponsored by Pep Capital. Peace. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. Flight attendant stories. We just had a great one by a gentleman who was flying up to Pittsburgh, and a flight attendant got on the PA and said, hey, this guy wants to get a ticket to a game, and he got it.
Well, somebody was there and available to sell it to him. Speaking of flights, it looks like the pet company called Bark, they have launched a new dog airline. Now, that has always been something that's discouraged me is traveling with my dogs because I do have large dogs.
Yeah.
I know with smaller ones you can bring them on the cabin, and some large dogs you can.
Yeah.
But I know some airlines are better than others, but I've never wanted I know some people have and have had decent circumstances where their pets did make it to the destination, but there's just too many horror stories that I've read. I don't know if I would ever want my dogs, to be where the luggage is on the plane. Like, I just don't. So looking at something like this, we're like, okay, it's pretty cool. And then you get your price tag on it and you're like, oh, Jesus. But if you got the money to do so, and I know that there are some private airlines that do allow dogs. I've seen it, especially for a lot of people who want to move to another country and want to take their dog with them. There's different ways of doing this. But yeah, Bark Air is a new airline focused on providing a premium travel experience for dogs. And they're launching its first flight from New York to LA.
The service fluffy gets first class.
Right? Well, with the price of this, they should. So the service aims to make air travel more comfortable for dogs, offering amenities like treats, noise-canceling earmuffs, and little opportunities for them to socialize should you want to in what they call a dog-centric cabin, initially operating on Gulfstream G5 jets.
Wow.
Bark Air will start.
G5.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
They're starting their routes between New York, LA, and London with plans to expand. They say while the service is expensive, the company anticipates prices will eventually come down as demand increases. So right now it's new. They're launching it. So you are going to pay a pretty penny. I think I saw, for some reason it's not in this article, but I saw this yesterday. It's like a few $1,000s. It's not cheap. Here we go. The one-way flight from New York to LA in June costs $6,000 for one dog. One dog and one human. So you get to go with them, right? One dog, one human. New York to London, $8,000.
That's not bad.
Nah, not bad.
Per person or per
You and your pup.
Okay, so it's not 12,000 or 6.
No.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's more reasonable.
Yeah, one dog, one human.
G5.
I got news for him too. When demand goes up, that doesn't bring the price down.
That's what they're thinking. That is going to.
That's what they want to tell you, Jimmy.
Yes.
If we get a bunch of you people and you dogs, we're going to lower the price.
That's economics 101.
Yeah, but it's crazy. But if you got the money to do so, and you've always been like, I find it difficult to fly, or I can't find an airline that can.
Yeah.
You got the bucks. There you go. Bark Air.
Now, I wonder, because there's a lot of, and again, I'm friendly with the gentleman I talked about with ETA Jets. I have to ask him, like, a lot of times you can, if you get 4 or 6 guys going to the same place, you could chip in for a flight, like, say, New York or whatever. And I wonder if it's less expensive that way where you bring your dog. You know, you say, hey, I'm going to bring my dog with me. And, maybe the flight's, I don't know, 20,000 and you get 6 people. Might be cheaper, something like that. You won't be on Bark Airline.
Bark Air, where they call it white paw. They give you, instead of white glove, you get white paw service. No, instead of, white paw service. So maybe that to me could be just a dream, and it is. And I'm scrolling through it going, yep, that's not happening, but would be nice.
Do you have to tell your pet not to hit on the flight attendant?
You do.
The pet could help you with the flight attendant, right?
Maybe, but you still got to wait afterwards. You got to wait till you land.
Don't want to make it awkward.
People like dogs,
they
it's a good
do.
icebreaker.
But guess what? She probably just likes your dog and not you. Yeah. But yes, that's one of those dreams. And it looks like even scrolling through that, I was like, yep, can't afford that. But we call it, when you're online, dream scrolling. And the average American spends 2.5 hours a day dream scrolling.
I cannot believe that.
I feel like it should be more than 2.5 hours a day.
Really?
But
I think all scrolling is dream scrolling to some extent.
Looking at things that they like to own one day. Can't afford. Like you're dream scrolling. You're basically window shopping on the computer is what they call it.
That's a lot of time, though. I mean, 2.5 hours that's a huge part.
But a lot of people say that they do it. They said because it helps, either it could depress you, but the majority said it helps motivate them with their financial goals.
See, I was going to go the other way because all the studies show that, it depresses you when you see all these things and vacations and cars and yachts. And they tell people stay off social media because it makes you feel bad about your own life. And this is saying, do it more. Let's go. 2.5 hours is a long time.
Yeah. I mean, spread throughout the day, but as you mentioned, while some people might claim it's a bad habit, 71% consider it to be time well spent because it helps motivate them to reach their goals.
All right. If it helps you motivate you.
I mean, does that count like you're scrolling through and you see, somebody on vacation, I mean, it would be great. I'd love to go to London or, does that count? I mean,
I would think so.
How do you measure that, what comes up on your For You page? I mean, that's usually kind of set by the algorithm as far as what you'll see. So I don't.
Very true. Very true.
I mean,
but they say
when I scroll a lot. I won't deny that I do, but I don't specifically do it looking for other
High-end,
things like that, like dream stuff. Right? Usually, it's just, some sort of comical entertainment is what I'm getting.
You're
out
not
of it.
looking at shopping things. What these people are, right? They say that a lot of these people, over half, have tabs and windows on their computer open right now, or things saved in shopping carts that they want to buy or own in the future.
Okay.
So they even
All
save
right.
them. Be like, one day I'm going to get that. Put it in
All
my
right.
shopping cart. Those that do estimate it would cost over $86,000 to buy everything they currently have saved or want to get.
Wow.
So popular things that they look at when you're dream scrolling: homes, vacation destinations, beauty, self-care products, items for their pets, clothing, shoes, gadgets and tech, and home decor and furniture are on the list.
Airline tickets for your dog.
That too. That's items for pets combined with
Yeah, I was gonna say.
the vacation destination.
Now, would it count if you were like scrolling like hot girls or hot guys? You're checking out. You're like, ooh, I'm
And not
dreaming.
in this study, but sure, why? You can dream scrolling about them, I guess.
Right? I mean, you see it all the time. Guys are on Instagram.
This is more about things that you can, but that you want to buy eventually in the future. All right, a girl. I know it always comes back to that. I always forget prostitution.
It's not
forgot what show I'm on.
It's not prostitution. If you pay somebody to just hang out, you can be friends. And just like, hey, come over, play Monopoly. Buy your friend. It could be a new thing. Jim will start. Buyyourfriend.com. There you go.
I think they have that already.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think it exists. There's definitely a rent-a-friend.
Rent a friend?
Yes.
Now, if you rent a friend, do you tell somebody? Like, oh, yeah, I got him on Rent a Friend.
I don't think so, no.
Buyafriend.com is available.
all
Greek.
right, there you go.
Start your business.
There it is.
Yours to have.
Well, all right. Buyyourfriend.com. We got to come up with a price because we want it to be reasonable for everybody.
$8.
I don't know if we can cover our nut with that. I'm thinking buy a friend for, I would say, like the length of a football game, 3 hours. So, I don't know, maybe 200.
Okay.
It's not bad. And we'll
An hour. Right.
I was going to go 200 for 3. If you want the 4 o'clock game.
200 an hour, you can rent a friend.
Rent a friend, 200 an hour, yeah. And we'll have a couple of choices you could have, and you could just hang out, watch a game, maybe get a steak, take a walk around. You walk around with a total stranger, you just talk about your problems. And the person's just like,
Just like a hooker.
Yeah. Well,
Just
different.
like it.
Different. You keep your clothes on. In this scenario, you keep your clothes on.
Except for a 2-minute stretch there. They're on anyway.
Okay. Thank you for the compliment. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. We had flight attendants that seemed to be popular with you guys. Have you had a story with a flight attendant? We had a great one earlier about a gentleman flying to Pittsburgh, and he talked to the attendant, and she went over to PA, and he got a ticket to a game. That is very unique. That's something like, and somebody had the ticket on the plane too, like an extra ticket. That's what I found odd. But yeah, let us know if you had any situations. Maybe you asked out a flight attendant, and maybe it worked out well. This started what I was reading a story about a woman saying what not to do to ask out a flight attendant, and she said the number one thing is don't ask them out while the flight is in air. Wait until you end, and maybe on your way out, give her your information and say, hey, if you like to have dinner with me, I think you're so attractive, and I think you and I could have a nice, 2 or 3 hour relationship. See what she says. Sometimes a little humor works. Yeah. I mean, you never know. I'm sure there's been somebody that's married a flight attendant that just asked them out on the plane.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, you hear all crazy stuff a lot of times that ends up happening. But I'm sure something unique happened.
Love connections have been made everywhere. And, not necessarily the norm, but the exception to the rule. It happens.
Mm-hmm. The other day, there was a playoff game. Dallas Mavericks were taking on Minnesota, and Mahomes was there with his wife and Kelsey, and Taylor Swift was not there.
Oh, no. Maybe he needed to buy a friend. Or rent a
She's
friend.
busy.
Yeah, she had a couple.
I already got booze when he was on the jumbo screen.
Yeah, they did say he did.
Yeah, just him specifically.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I guess becoming unpopular. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just they mentioned that. That's why I was going to it, that he got booed. a lot.
Travis did, huh?
Yeah,
No
not Mahomes.
Well, some people are claiming that he's making her an alcoholic.
Oh yeah,
That they never saw this side of her. But she even has songs, which I heard, which is funny, from my sister and her husband were in town for my mom's 70th, and he's JJ is his name, and he's telling me all this stuff about. I was like, Taylor Swift. I was like, you know an awful lot about Taylor Swift, and he was like, I like to do research, and I'm like, okay, but I guess research. But I guess like she's got on her new album songs about her being a functioning alcoholic and some other pretty bad songs that talk about her drinking. And so now moms are mad at her saying that she's a bad influence on their daughters.
I can see that. Yeah, that's a bad influence for kids because so many people look up to her. But yeah, I don't think she's ever mentioned anything. You do see a lot of pictures where they're out. I've seen on social media where they're drinking.
And that's the thing. Like, she could have probably been drinking this whole entire time. We just didn't see her out because he's a party boy. And now they're going out and partying and stuff. But yeah, so they do show him. And when the boos go, like, he looks shocked. Like, are they booing at, like, he gasps, like, they're booing at me?
Yeah.
He even goes back. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. Mahomes didn't get booed at all.
No, the crowd went crazy for Mahomes.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce got booed.
That's wild.
Boo, Travis, you're making Taylor drink. Imagine people yelling
I
out.
don't know exactly why, but yeah, he was greeted by a chorus of boos.
And that's what I thought was crazy when they were showing him that they were booing him. And I was like, man, and I'm thinking they're in Dallas, Kansas City.
His jaw like literally dropped. He was so caught off guard.
Yeah, he was definitely shocked. He probably called her right after the game.
But see, Patrick Mahomes was born and raised in Texas, so they were like, all right, this is one of ours. And then maybe, I don't know.
His wife didn't get any play. I know his wife was sitting right next to him. But they kept focusing on Mahomes and Kelce during the game. Yeah, but the boos were pretty loud, and I thought it was unique, too. I'm like, why is he getting booed there? I can see if it was the Raiders, Vegas, or the Chargers or Denver or some team that ordered Baltimore Ravens, you know what I mean? But Dallas, I found it to be odd. 877.
And if that was the case, it would be both. It wouldn't just be Travis versus Patrick. I would think that they both would be if it was something related to the team itself. I can't imagine outside of something with Taylor that he would get it and Travis would get it and Patrick wouldn't.
Her fans are very loyal. You know that. If they think he's a bad influence, they'll be like, boo.
Well, there was a little time there where they thought that he was being a little controlling, right?
Yeah.
And then especially after he was yelling at Andy Reid on the sideline, during the Super Bowl, he was kind of caught with that moment, and
throwing his helmet.
Getting upset where, better watch out for him now. And that kind of stirred that. But that seemed to kind of go away about as quick as it came and went away. But I don't know if maybe that's part of it, too. I don't know.
Well, it went away, I think, because the season ended.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like
that's true. Yeah,
you know what I mean. He did that in the playoff game. Remember, he threw his helmet really bad, and then he screamed at Andy Reid in the Super Bowl, and then everybody was saying,
they got that still shot of him. It's one of those. That's why I hate still shots.
Yeah, and they said does he have a temper problem? Does he got to get it under control? And then the season ended, and you haven't heard anything. And just seeing him, out and about with her and stuff like that. But he does like to party. He's always been, Vegas, doing all the things and being out there. But it's pretty funny. He might have found out how quick people.
And that was part of the some of the songs on the new album she just released.
I guess, according to JJ.
JJ,
I guess, or whatever.
Interesting.
Yes,
JJ.
I don't know her new album, so
not familiar with it.
Just word of mouth.
She'll be down here in October, so you can ask her. But thank you, JJ, for the update on Taylor Swift. 877-927-6969. Always the way to call into the show and text us at Real Radio 47142. Panthers and Rangers tonight. Jimmy, think the Panthers come back and tie it up?
Boy, I tell you, yeah. I mean, easily they can. There's no doubt about it. I mean, again, they're not getting blown out by the Rangers. The couple games that they've lost, they've been really close. And even the games that they've won have been really close. So, man, they just got to stay on their game. I think they'll be all right. What do you think?
The Ranger goalie, I mean, once he gets hot, they speak about him as being one of the best in the league. That's the only thing I worry about. I hope the Panthers come out aggressive and get a goal early to set the tone, and the crowd gets behind them. I think that's always important when you're home to get the crowd behind you and just build on that momentum. And the fans down there are unbelievable. They go crazy. But the other problem is we talked about a lot of Ranger fans. So you know what? If they get an early lead, that's tough. for them. So hopefully it works out.
I just, I mean, the Panthers haven't had any trouble going on the road, so just the crowd affect them. I don't know. Maybe they have a different mindset when they're at home, where they expect a little bit more crowd noise, and it's harder to block out the Ranger calls for the Rangers. I don't know. I guess that's a possibility. I'm not on the ice. I don't know what it sounds like.
Yeah, I just hope they get out to a quick start and the crowd gets behind them. That's what we did today. We got out to a quick start for the Penthouse. We had corn tickets for you guys, so we always appreciate you tuning in. Jimmy, good job as always. Thanks for all your hard work and a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, Greek. Thank you, Francis. And thank you for tuning in.
Franny, we missed you last week, and I know you missed us. We won't ask, but so we did miss you. Glad you're back, doing a great job handling the text line and everything you bring to the show. The show is just complete when you're here. We can't thank you enough for coming back.
Well, thank you for having me back, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Jimmy, for everything. I'm glad everybody had a great long weekend. Glad to be back in the Penthouse, and thank you for tuning in. G-Man, do you have any parting words?
Yes, I do. It's going to be hot out there, so just remember one thing. Drink a lot of fluids, especially if you're working outside. Stay cool, and don't bitch. It's hot. It's Florida. Of course it's hot. This is May, and it's going to get a little hotter. Would you rather doom and gloom and gray? No. Greek Zone is next. We'll get into the NBA, and we'll give you some guaranteed winners after every game. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Thanks for listening to Real Radio. Peace.
Tavares, right in the butt.
Proving that some of us have a face for radio. Go to realradio921/watch so you can watch us make radio. Florida Panthers are on Real Radio. Our Florida Panthers have slashed their way through the NHL playoffs and into the Eastern Conference Final. It's the last round on the road to the Stanley Cup.
Hey, this is Sasha Barkov for your Florida Panthers, and you're listening to Real Radio, your official FM home for Florida Panthers hockey.
The puck is dropping on an epic battle against the New York Rangers in the Eastern Conference Final.
Wall near side, Lillibird trying to poke it away from the shot, loose out front. Backhand try, and they score! Carter Verhaeghe